special guests, Jackson Dean and Avery Anna.
You just can't have mine. Thank God she loves me. God knows I got so lucky.
Friday, January 10th, 7 p.m., the venue in Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit thundervalleyresort.com.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com. Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Colin Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Every rose has its thorn.
Get ready for rock legend Bret Michaels, bringing his unforgettable show to the Nugget Casino Resort in Reno on December 28th. Experience all the hits, all the energy with the iconic voice of Bret Michaels. And here's the ultimate rock star bonus, a chance to win a signed guitar from Bret himself, exclusively at the show. Don't miss your chance to rock out and create memories that will last a lifetime. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster, where rock and roll dreams come true.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
We got some Kings practice news to get to, but before we get to that, Jay's going to be with us in a moment. So Kyle Ledbetter, nice enough to stick around. And Drapes, I heard a rumor that with you winning yesterday, the National Garage Door in-season tournament cup for the Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz, I heard that Mr. Ledbetter might want a piece. I don't know.
I mean, I'm the undisputed Drive Guys champ, so I mean, I would imagine he wants a shot at me. I'm feeling pretty good right now.
The Darvin Ham of the Whitey's Wayback quiz.
Ouch. Man, I'm on a roll here, and it's basketball season. Dude, you should have came up with two versions. One right now, me and Kyle. Let's go. Bring it on. Let's go. I'm ready, Kyle. Yeah. Dang, I gotta wait till Jay later though. You know what? I'll take on Kyle and Jay. Jay can have a phone a friend or whatever. I don't know what Kyle's doing at about 5:40, 5:45, but he wants to partake. Let's go. I'm feeling really confident about it. I've been dominating lately, Whitey.
So if he wants any of that,
I'm saying, you know what? All comers.
Drapes' right game. I like it.
Yep, I'm game, man.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll have to rematch one day.
Yeah, because it was like an in-season tournament, and you didn't even get a chance to play in the group stage, Kyle.
No.
Yeah.
You know, I dropped out early.
Oh man, no wonder Jay's late. He's still licking those wounds from yesterday, huh? Yeah. He's still upset that he took that trouncing.
Yeah. Did you watch much of the in-season tournament Emirates Cup Championship last night? I had it on and I was kind of looking at it, but it didn't really.
No, I don't think I did.
Bucks and,
I don't think I did watch any of it. I don't know what I was doing, but it was on in the background.
Right.
That's why I'm never. It was on in the background. But I want to know what you thought about it because I saw somebody tweet out something I basically said, like the atmosphere just they got
bad.
it. Did it feel? Did you agree with that too?
Yeah. On some level, I felt like, why should I care? The people that are there don't even care.
Right, exactly. And people are saying, oh, there's tons of empty seats and everything. I like the idea. I like the basketball. The players seem to be going hard. The game seemed to be interesting, but you need that environment too. You know, you need that crowd.
It feels more like the Bucks, and bless them, but it feels like they won a random series of games more than they won a tournament, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I'm not a huge fan of the tournament. I think it's worth, continuing to work on. I think there are a number of things they need to address. It's going to be here for a while, but I think they should call it the Kirkland Cup right now because it's just kind of,
but did you see Giannis's reaction, the Bucks' reaction?
Yeah.
Like they were genuinely happy. They were genuinely excited. I didn't need all the post game, the podium and everything.
Right.
Hear from the owner. And,
right.
It's like, I don't need all that. Let me hear from the star players and the coach, and then let's move on to something else.
There's just, and I get it, but the league is trying to force it down our throats.
Right.
This is great. This is a tradition. Well, it just started. You can't convince me it's a tradition when you're just getting started. Did you see that the NBA supplied the winning team with champagne last night, and they didn't want any of it.
Yeah, Darvin Ham, after winning it with the Lakers last year, he told Doc Rivers, nah, man, it's nice and all, but we got bigger fish to fry, a bigger prize with our eyes on. And so I saw some of the photos of the room and everything and the box where the champagne was. It looked kind of lonely out there.
Yeah, they should call it the Darvin Ham Cup, shouldn't they?
Right. 2 of them right now.
Yes.
Only guy, I think, with 2.
I have to check. I think
him maybe
right.
Torian Prince, right?
Yep, Torian Prince, the only player. Darvin
Yeah.
Ham, the only coach.
Yep. Exactly.
Onward and upward. Here's what's going on with the Kings today, Drapes. What do you make of this?
Yeah, what you got?
Kevin Huerter today limited at practice. Did practice, but limited participant. Trey Lyles, full participant.
Yeah.
Domas, Keegan Murray did not practice today. Their status for tomorrow night to be determined tomorrow.
It's I'm not surprised about Domas. I mean, that fall he took was legit.
Yeah.
And we had said, the other day, man, wait till he wakes up the next day. Wait till he, and so.
Might even be precautionary.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. The Keegan thing, a little surprising, right? It was thought, he woke up, ankle wasn't feeling that great, give him a day off. But here we are, 2-3 days removed or whatever, and it's still an issue.
Yeah.
And so we'll see tomorrow, but man, this team needs to get healthy quickly. I'm encouraged by Trey Lyles. I'm encouraged that, he was a full participant, but you mentioned it yesterday and you talked about it. These games coming up are super important. If you can get, 4, 5, 6 straight wins, you're feeling great.
Right.
And especially against the Lakers, a team you're tracking down. Like I said, if you win these 2 games against the Lakers, I believe you jump them in the standings.
And I think they've lost, is it 8 of 11? And Indiana's not a good road team. And the Pistons
are
have
playing
their moments,
better.
but their record is not good. So there should be opportunities.
The opportunity, that's the exact word, Whitey. Opportunity is there for the Kings, and they're banged up right now. And I would love to see Domas out there tomorrow. We know about his dominance against Anthony Davis. I think you're going to need him. AD's playing at an all-NBA level. And so if Keegan can't go, Kevin Huerter, and maybe even Domas, that's a lot of firepower we would be without for tomorrow.
I'm with you on Keegan. It's a little unsettling, and that's all it is. But I'm a little unsettled by the news because we found out, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, whatever it was. Remember, we were talking to the high flyer. He told us, Keegan's got something going on with his heel, I think he said. They've been wrapping it. So that may be a totally different thing. But if it is something that he's been nursing for a while, now all of a sudden it's getting worse, that's concerning. Although maybe he takes some time off, maybe it heals up. But it suggests that it's been a nagging thing to me that you haven't been able to shake.
Yeah. It's, I think high flyer said Achilles maybe or something like you said with the foot. And, it could be a rest thing too. It could be, let's give him a few more days rest and maybe bring him back tomorrow. We'll have to see when he, I don't think the injury report is out for tomorrow yet. I'm going to look it up because they usually start it off a day beforehand. And I'm looking it up now. I don't know if it's out just yet.
Right.
Nobody submitted.
And when a guy doesn't practice it, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think the team is obligated to say why, right? Now, if it's a game.
No, it's practice. It's not. But when they submit their injury report, if there's something to report, yes, they got it. But if a guy just sits out practice, it's not a league mandate. You got to announce why and all this and everything like that.
I know Trey Lyles spoke to reporters. We may have that audio for you at some point. And he's optimistic, but I don't think he's been cleared yet by the team doctors. But there's a lot of optimism that he may be back tomorrow, and that would be welcome.
Yes,
to say the least.
And here's the thing too, man. I talked about it yesterday. Trey Lyles. We talk about our bench. He could be a 15 to 20 minute kind of guy. He's a three. He can knock down some 3-point shooting. And so he's a valuable member of this team. I mean, he's one of our top 7-8 guys. And you get him back there, hopefully Kevin Huerter plays. Now you're starting to get a full roster back.
Mm-hmm. Here is Trey Lyles post-practice today.
Just waiting to get to go, green light, to be ready.
Yeah. I mean, I feel more than ready to go out there and compete tomorrow, and that's my goal. And hopefully, coaches and the staff will also agree with that and see how it goes.
Yeah, so there you go. He's hoping that he gets the go-ahead, the green light. You know what's funny about the center position right now?
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of centers around the league that are on the market, trade market, as far as we know.
Yeah.
And there are some really good ones. But there's not much demand, partly because the players we're talking about, Robert Williams, Vucevic, who's having a really good year.
Mm-hmm.
There are a handful of ones, Valanciunas.
Yeah.
Some of them they're limited in some ways. Ayton is available, but teams for the most part are not looking for help at that position.
Maybe only the Lakers is what I'm hearing. And I'm looking at those guys' skill set. They're not 3-point shooters.
Right.
But a guy like Robert Williams, for us, would be huge. You know what I mean? Lob threat, a defender. And I don't know, what teams are looking at. Like Valanciunas is a good center. He's a good center. But for some reason, his skill set isn't like in demand right now, to your point.
Right.
It's like he could score the basketball, he could rebound, tough interior kind of guy, but teams are looking at other things. They want 3-and-D guys. Or they want, bigs that can shoot, that kind of thing. Not sure, like Ayton can shoot probably out to 16, 17 feet.
So with him, and he's making a ton of money.
And he's making a ton of money. A turnstile defensively, not that great defensively either. And so, a lot of these guys, for today's game, they have some warts.
Yeah. Now, you were in Boston when he was there. Time Lord was there.
Oh, yes.
Horford, right?
Yes.
So would he fit here, or would he need to play with a guy, another big who's more like Horford?
No, I think he would fit here. I mean, but he's not coming here as a starter, though.
Right.
Can you play him and Domas together?
That's basically what I'm asking.
I think you can, and here's why. First of all, Domas has improved his 3-point shooting. You know what I mean? And second of all, I could see Time Lord, for lack of a better comparison, being our Aaron Gordon dunker spot guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine, you got Malik and Domas running the pick and pop game. Malik turns the corner, defense collapse. You got Time Lord in the dunker spot there for the oop. I wouldn't play it 20 minutes a night, but you could, I think, do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's such an athletic freak, and people don't talk about it. He's a really good passer, and he can hit that 15-foot jumper, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Kyle Ledbetter, for filling in. Jay is back with us.
Back?
Jay,
okay.
Did you happen to hear anyone?
Yeah, I heard that Smokey was sitting up here talking.
Jay, you ready, big fella?
I ain't worried about you, bro. I told myself I'm a focus today.
Oh, man.
Rod Brooks is going to be with us bottom of the hour when we come back. Our Kings fans on a new list of fan bases least interested in the NBA Cup. We'll look at that next on Sacktown Sports.
All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. King night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Holidays at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Right, guys. Live and local. Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
I don't know about your house, but at our house, as of last night, it's officially Christmas time. And Sheenya's very close to finishing, putting up the tree today, getting it all decorated. But that's not what it's about. Last night, Drapes, Jay, dear listener, after the Emirates Cup ended, and again, like you, I had it on, but it was just kind of something that was on. It just didn't really draw me in. But it was like, I wanted to see what's going on.
Yeah.
After that, I decided I kind of needed a little pick-me-up, actually. It's like, I want to watch some, something Christmassy. Yeah. So I'm going through the channels, and I found Home Alone is on, which I like. It's like, okay, maybe I'll watch that. Let me see what else is on. I went to commercial. And the old classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Like the old one.
Yes. My number one. That's number one.
You didn't watch that, did you?
I did. I watched the whole thing. Why weren't you at elf practice? It's great. So then, and Sheena watched with me. And then she says, oh, it's your favorite. And then it's like, all right, it's Christmas time now. And then I watched, some Home Alone. But yeah, so it's officially Christmas
all right.
time.
So you loved it, though. You had a good time with it. Okay.
Yeah, it's the one where I think Kevin Herter wants to be a dentist. I don't know if you know the one. But I want to be a dentist.
Yeah, that's got, dude. When was that made? That's going back
60 something.
Jeez, I haven't watched it in about 40 years. Like the fact that
I watch it every year. I think I missed the last few years.
Did you? Okay. So yeah. My daughter is determined, even though she's already failed, but she's determined, where she was, to watch a Christmas movie a day, a night, up until,
which is easy. In our days, like that would be hard to
do.
Right,
there weren't. Now there's tons of
I need to go to Blockbuster.
Right, exactly. Now, Christmas movies and into the Xfinity remote, and then it just comes up.
Yeah, like 500 Christmas movies at this point. Man. I had no clue. I was looking around last week, and I was like, man, there are literally 300-400 Christmas movies.
Turns out, Jay, some of them aren't that good.
We did the family thing last night and watched the new one, Red One.
Oh yeah, I've been thinking about.
Don't waste your time.
Really?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Dang.
Appreciate the heads.
Yeah. It's like watching the old Rudolph.
Did you watch on Amazon?
Yes, I think it's on Amazon.
Is that on? It's in theaters too, right?
It's in theaters, and you watch on Amazon.
All right. Because the kids went and watched it in the theater, so I was like, okay.
That's with The Rock, right?
Whose money was utilized? Would that be Pops Draper?
No, I mean, all money is my money. Let's keep it real. Jay, you getting personal right now. All money is Drape's money. Come on now, big fella. Come on now.
Well, yeah, you burnt a few ducats there.
It looked like an action movie that had some comedy and something for everybody.
I mean, and you can't do much with Christmas because you got to keep it PG. It's PG-13. There were a few cuss words, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, really?
They tried to put one little, dose of something in there, but the action was average at best.
Okay. Yeah. I was a little suspicious that you can go see it in theaters, or You can watch it on Amazon.
Right. That's what I was like, what? You can do that? Okay.
So you watched the whole thing?
Yeah, you know what I am? When I start something, I finish it when it comes to movies.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and series too. That's why I don't like to watch a lot of TV, because if it's one of those things, like if I start 1 or 2 episodes, it's like, I gotta at least kind of see what's going on. But there have been plenty of them that I haven't finished because I was like, I just can't get through all of this. This is
you know that movie with the leg lamp and Darren McGavin and the BB gun, I think, A Christmas Story?
Yeah, Christmas Story.
I think I've seen parts of that. I don't know if I've ever seen the whole thing, but I feel like I've seen just about every part of it. I think, is it TNT or TBS?
They run it all day. Yeah. So you've never sat and actually watched the whole thing.
I feel like I've probably seen just about every part of that movie.
But you watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from
Rudolph
1953.
the Red-Nosed Reindeer is awesome. 1960.
All right. No, dude.
Daughter of mine will be seen with a red-nosed reindeer. That's good stuff.
The kids today would be like, Dad, we're not watching this. Kids today got to be entertained.
I don't want them watching. Okay. I want to enjoy it. Leave me alone.
Just leave it for the adults, right? let some things just remain for the adults. That's one of them.
I bet you Kenji's going to watch it a few times, whether he wants to or not.
Right.
In a few
just
years.
plop them down. You're with me today, young fella.
Yes. As far as the NBA Cup, this is from what they did. They pulled from a mix of social media buzz and search trends. So they have the lowdown on the teams whose fans care the least about the NBA Cup. 1 is Charlotte, 2 is the Pelicans, 3 is the Wizards. Some of these teams didn't do much in the Cup, so that's part of it. 4, Orlando, 5, Dallas, 6, Sacramento Kings. Kings fans exhibit restrained enthusiasm, Reddit mentions and 1,000 Google searches, 0.04% of the local populace. So according to this survey, Kings fans are, they have some enthusiasm, but it's restrained for the Cup.
When was this taken? Do we know? Is this?
This is, I think they just did this. Yeah. Then it goes Utah, Miami, Detroit, and Chicago.
I will say this. I think Kings fans are out on it because we got eliminated pretty quickly.
Sure.
Like we got eliminated pretty there
was a lot of excitement early last year.
Yeah, last year, remember? And then we had a chance.
Yeah.
We beat the Warriors, won that stage and everything, and we were feeling great. This year, after we lost the first 2 games, it was like, all right, we're not going to, make it to the
we got bigger issues now than the freaking
Exactly. And so I would imagine if the Kings were playing last night, the enthusiasm would be there. Everybody would be watching. And so I'm not going to read too much into that and say,
I just think
Sacramento doesn't care about the Emirates NBA Cup. Well, it's because our team got eliminated pretty early.
I don't think there's as many people that care about the Cup as the NBA hoped at this point, frankly. And I'm with you. I think that, it's worth keeping around. But what are some things you think they need to consider if they want to upgrade it, generate more enthusiasm next year? Playing the games in Vegas, I don't think it's worth it.
I think you got to have it at the home court of the higher seed or whatever, however you figure it out. It has to be with local fans in attendance. Unless it's Lakers, Celtics, and those fans are going to travel and be there. But what if next year it's Charlotte and, Utah or something? You know what I mean? It's like NBA fans aren't watching that. And here's the thing too, Whitey, and we talked about it. You got to make the environment good. NBA, they're trying to force it down our throat. Stephen A. Smith's out there, Malika Ant, they're doing all their shows from now. TNT's out there. And at the end, the media partners care. The league cares. But hell, even some of the fan bases don't care. I'm an NBA junkie, and I didn't even really watch last night. But if it was an NBA Finals game, I'd tune in.
Absolutely.
So they're trying to make it into something bigger than, just a regular season game. And it is, but they got to do a better job.
They might be overselling.
Yeah, they might be they got to do a better job with the in-game packaging too. I said it the other day. I'm watching the Saturday, and it felt like the bubble games to me.
I think everything next year, if anything, they're going to do it up even bigger because it's Amazon next year.
Ooh, yeah.
So, for Amazon, it's exclusively on Amazon. But I think you hit on the key. I don't know, but that seems to me to be the biggest issue. I know that the players like going to Vegas, and there are issues getting arena clearance when you have, teams that play in multi-use arenas. But you have to figure that out because you can't have what they had last night.
Yeah, I agree. Let me ask you this, though, too. When you look at the tournament and everything, do you think the NBA cares about the ratings for it at this stage? Because I'm looking at, all right, it's going to be on Amazon next year. I'm pretty sure I ain't going to be watching next year. I'm not going to be, and I do got Prime. I got all the subscriptions, but I don't think that's something where I got to watch this tonight.
Right.
Like, so I would imagine their ratings are going to be even lower next year.
Right.
But they got the Amazon money already. Like, do they really care about the ratings at this stage?
Do you would know better than we would being in the industry.
Yeah.
Are there like give backs if the ratings don't? I know everything is.
That can be negotiated, and but I doubt that would be, especially with Amazon and something like this. I mean, I don't think there would be any give backs because it wouldn't make smart business move if I'm Adam Silver. We promise this rating, this, not for the in-season tournament. But and so I'm looking at it next year. I don't think it's going to be that big. I don't think it's going to be unless it's, us Sacramento's in there. Obviously, we'll be in it, nationwide if the Lakers or Celtics are in there, like I said. But even watching OKC, and that was a terrible game last night. But they got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's one of the faces of the league. You got Giannis. You would think it would be like high drama, great environment, and it fell flat for us.
And you could just tell. You could watch for 5 seconds, and you realize, no, it's not happening.
That's not it.
Did you hear what happened to some fans because of the game being flexed onto the football game being flexed onto Thursday Night Football next week or whatever it is?
No way.
Okay, so the NFL used to have the rule that they could flex a game to primetime Sunday night.
Right.
So for some fans, it's like, oh, they moved the game back.
Yeah.
Last year, because the ratings were not great for Thursday Night Football on Amazon, the NFL passed a rule that they could flex games, not just Sunday to Sunday
into
night.
Amazon's
Monday,
Thursday pack?
Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah. So they did it and it's the Broncos-Chargers game. So there's fans that they had bought tickets to go see, go to the game and made arrangements and meeting the whole family. And now it's not just the game moved back a couple hours. It's on a different day.
Night. Yeah, that's tough.
And so fans are caught and they're like, they have to try to sell the tickets because they can't go. And that's hard to do. And it's a mess.
You know how it is, Whitey, though. The fans are the last thing it seems like the league and sports leagues care about right now. Their first loyalty right now is to their television partners.
Right.
Fans be damned.
Yes.
9 o'clock start times, weird start times for games, 3 games, head-to-head games on ESPN, 2 games going on at once, all that. Like the fan experience when it comes to TV, it's gotten worse. Case in point, the Emirates NBA Cup. It's a terrible television product. Sorry, Adam Silver. I know but it's a terrible product in terms of like, you don't get no atmosphere, you don't get any buzz. And then the flex games out, it's like tough, deal with it.
Yep.
It's and I would imagine too, probably somewhere in the fine print on the back of a ticket, it says, this date is not guaranteed and is subject to being, so yeah.
If you go to games, a lot of people I know, they have season tickets, they go to football games and they enjoy them. And that's great. And I know it's a different experience. But to me, bottom line is if you're buying tickets, especially to an NFL game, you are paying to be an extra in a TV show.
Yeah, right.
That's almost what it comes down to.
It is. And I'm of the belief, and maybe I'm in the minority, fellas. I'm not a fan. I don't enjoy going to NFL games. NFL, to me, is a more TV-friendly product. Whereas basketball, I love being there in the arena. Baseball, love being there also. Smell of the ballpark. You got the popcorn and the peanuts and everything like that, the crowd. But I think football is much more because there's so much stoppage, so many commercials.
And it's an all-day sucker.
It's an all-day sucker, especially for us having to drive to Santa Clara. I mean, you're talking 2-3 hour drive. And so it's a more TV-friendly sport, I think.
Speaking of football,
I agree with that, Drake.
You want to? Okay, good. All right, Jay.
Yeah, 49ers and the Dolphins coming up. What are the 49ers playing for? How are they going to approach this game? We'll find out from Rod Brooks. He joins us next on Sacktown Sports.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. King night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people, obviously. But what's more, MediShare members like it a lot. Their satisfaction rate is 98%. Imagine that. And MediShare is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing. If you join before December 31st and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is December 31st. So call now and you'll save even more. Here's the number, 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE, 877-26-BIBLE.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first before driving through the car wash.
Whoa, 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 no. Wait, whoa.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Going to catch up on the 49ers, isn't it? Incredible, Drapes. The 49ers, as dreadful as the season has been, there's still every game, every day, there's something going on.
Something going on with them, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Where do we start with Rod Brooks today? Devondre Campbell? The latest Garendo injury?
Yeah.
Debo,
maybe?
Yeah. Here he is. NBC Sports Bay Area 49er analyst Rod Brooks. Rod, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
We're doing fine. We're just trying to figure out where to start with you. You know, picking through the wreckage of another dismal week. I guess I'd ask you about Devondre Campbell. Nick Bosa, other than what he said about the locker room. Do you think the 49ers as an organization had any idea Devondre Campbell was as upset as he appeared to be last Thursday?
They had zero idea. I mean, that literally caught everybody off guard. I mean, because it should. Nobody quits during the middle of a football game except for Vernon Davis's brother. That's the only instance. God rest his soul. He passed away not too long ago. But no, man, guys just don't quit during the middle of football games. And we laughed about it after the show because you got to be a real just sorry, salty cat to drive to work, right? Put on the work uniform, stand in the rain while you watch the guy who naturally is going to come back and get his job, come back out and from the first defensive snap, make the first tackle of the game, finish as the second leading tackler, and you standing there in the rain like, no, I'm going to quit. So it's dumb to go to work, put on the uniform, stand in the rain and quit. And then you cost yourself like over $500,000 because they suspended him. Like it's not that you respect because he quit on his team. He quit on his team mid-game and then he cost himself $500,000. Like you want to talk about hustling backwards. He was hustling stupid.
He cost it. But here's that, Rod, and I'm going to be this guy right now. I'm going to be this guy. Nick Bosa said, hey, we noticed something in the locker room. Don't you think Kyle would have known or should have known that this dude was pissed off, this dude was angry? Like, don't you think during the week Kyle would have gone to him and said, hey, man, we probably aren't going to use you this week, or, you know, we got Dre back, so your snaps are going to be limited. Like, it seemed like, you know, Devondre was stewing on this, and Shanahan had no idea.
Well, he had no idea because head coaches don't get down like that. Like that's for his position coach to talk to him about. And I'm pretty sure the linebackers coach, I'm pretty sure they had some type of conversation, but I don't even know how much conversation you have since everyone knows that Dre Greenlaw's back. He's going to get his job back the way he got it. Like, look at the Christian McCaffrey situation. He comes back, he gets his job back immediately. But Jordan Mason didn't trip on it. You know what I mean? Like, that's part of the deal. And Devondre Campbell, to his credit, had the best game of his Niner tenure against the Bears. But before that, I hesitate to call it mid. It was not good, especially when it came to him in pass coverage. So, there's some common sense on his part. I'm almost certain that his position coach, his linebacker coach, had speak with him about that. Head coaches don't get involved in that kind of granular stuff, especially when you're an offensive head coach. You're not going to get involved in like, hey, man, you know, the old cat's coming back for his job, so you got to sit. How do you feel about it? Like, it's not about how you feel, man. It's the National Football League, and that's just the way it works. So I don't put that on Kyle Shanahan. That's all on Devondre. You quit on your team, dog. That's all on you. It doesn't matter whether you got a heads up or not about it, which you don't necessarily deserve a head up from the head coach because that's not how pro football works.
Rod, how do you think the team's going to look different the rest of this sorry season on the field, that is?
They're going to look different by how they've looked over the last couple of weeks defensively. And this, you know, because now it is to talk about next year.
Yeah.
You want to talk about next year? Everybody's going to be talking about Brock Purdy because quarterback, we overvalue the position. It has importance. But two guys that need to come back showed why they needed to come back. And I'll start at safety. Talanoa Hufanga, the game he had off the rip against the Bears and how he immediately made the back half of that defense, that secondary better, how he made other guys better in that position group, and the way he's played over the last couple of weeks, you definitely bring him back. And the same thing for Dre Greenlaw. And if you have your all-pro safety, Dre Greenlaw, and a healthy Nick Bosa for the entirety of the season, that defense looks differently. Now, I don't know if that means that all of a sudden they're in the thick of a playoff race. Obviously, it really has no bearing on the offense. But, man, those two guys and the job they do individually and what they mean to that defense, The Niners were winning a Super Bowl until Dre Greenlaw blew out his Achilles tendon. All of a sudden, Dre Greenlaw comes back, and that defense is hostile, mobile, and agile. So, to me, that's what I'm focusing on is those two guys are back. Do they stay playing at the high level that they played at, just coming back into the mix? And then do the Niners keep them around because they have some decisions to make about them?
Rod Bricks joining us. Let's go on the offensive side of the ball. Trent Williams. Kyle Shanahan hinted that, he might not be back this season because of the injury, not ready quite yet. What's the future hold, you think, for Trent? Obviously getting up there in age, dealing with a lot off the field this season as well. Could this be his last year? Could he go out like this?
From a football standpoint, Trent Williams, you're better with him. And I hesitate with this because I really do find it hard to separate what Trent Williams did and did not do, good and not so good on the field. I find it hard to separate that from what he's going through in his personal life, which is just an unimaginable tragedy with losing his twins. Clearly, he's compromised from a health standpoint. When Trent Williams is right, Trent Williams is healthy. That dude is starting left tackle on the Niners and the overwhelming majority of teams in this league. Would he not want to play football because of he's got to handle business at home? I don't know. I don't want to speculate. But if I can put that aside for a second, I have a hard time thinking a guy who held out to get more money, to get more security for his family is done playing football if his body and his mind is cool with playing football. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he, along with Debo, along with a few other guys whose names escape me at this point, he didn't, his production dipped a little bit. He's got to be better. Kyle Shanahan's better. And so I think again, I don't know what's happening in his life, but if I can put that aside for a second, if Trent Williams' body allows him to play football and his mind can put aside the horrible tragedy at home, I want Trent Williams on my football team. I want him protecting my blind side.
Catching up with Rod Brooks as we do every week. Has wide receiver become all of a sudden, well, going into next year as well, has it become a position of need for the 49ers, Rod?
Oh, boy. Here's why. Well, I was going to say no reflexively, but I don't know when Brandon Ayuk is coming back.
Yeah.
ACL and MCL. So I don't know when he comes back. The Ricky Pearsall thing, it'd be stupid to say he's a bust. You don't know. But I think that there was an impact that was expected from him that didn't hit the way people wanted it to and when they wanted it to. Jawan Jennings has proven that if he is in your wide receiver room, you're doing okay. But they've got to find a way to get some production from Pearsall. And I would expect for that to come next year. But again, he started from, way behind the eight ball, considering the fact that he got shot in the chest.
Yeah,
so I don't know how we properly evaluate his season because, well, he got shot in the chest.
There are no analytics for that, Rod. We don't have analytics for that.
You guys. I don't know how you quantify that because, well, you can't. I don't know when Brandon Ayuk is coming back. So, and the Debo situation, we all know it. We've discussed it. It ain't what it needs to be. It ain't what it used to be. So, yeah, as I talk myself through the whole question you just asked me, wide receiver is something that is on the table, but I think there are more pressing needs for me personally, interior offensive line and maybe interior defensive line. But for me, number one, if we're talking about next season, interior offensive line, center, left guard. To me, those are the issues that I think need to be addressed through the draft immediately.
Rod, what is there left to be accomplished, I guess, these last three games? What's the takeaway for this team over these last three games? What do they, want to get out of these last three, outside of obviously winning the games?
Hey, how much fight you got? You know, this has been a season where injuries have completely and totally wrecked this team. Self-inflicted wounds have completely and totally wrecked this team. And I'm ranking these in order of sort of importance. Injuries, self-inflicted wounds, and other teams have G'd off on the Niners. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, when Arizona beat them a few weeks ago to kind of start the decline, there was Arizona like, no, we going to get a piece. The Rams celebrating like they won the division last week by beating the Niners. Like that, you know, that was huge for them. The Bills G'ing off on them. You know, teams see the Niners now, they see them as food. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so are you going to go out like that these last 3 weeks knowing that there's nothing at stake, even though they're still mathematically alive, but knowing that there's still nothing at stake, you're not going to get back to the Super Bowl. You're not going to get a chance to avenge their very painful loss. You going to let the circumstances define you? You going to let other teams just kind of push you around? Or you going to show in those last 3 games as an individual player and as a collective group, are you going to show that, this is a bad year full of bad circumstances and full of, at times, bad play by us as the Niners, speaking for them? Are you going to let that define you, or you going to go out there and play some ball? Mm-hmm. I think it's the latter. I think you got to go out there and play some ball, but we don't know that until proven otherwise. Because what you can't do is go to Miami and, you know, get run out the building by the Dolphins, who I'm sure are having the exact same conversation we're having right now.
Rod, I know we're going to talk to you again. I don't know, you know, we may miss you next week with the holidays. In case we do, just want to say happy holidays to you and yours. Hope you have a great holiday, and really, really appreciate all you've done for us this year. We have a great time with you. It's a lot of fun. We learn a lot, pardon me. So thank you, Rod. Have a great holiday season, sir.
Hey, man, I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate the chance to get to chop it up with you guys. I appreciate, you know, getting to know you, seeing Drapes down at the shop at NBC Sports Bay Area in California. And, next week, if we could do it, great. If not, do it going forward, fellas. But it's always a pleasure to hang out with you, man. I mean that from the heart.
Thank you, Rod.
All right, guy, Rod. All right, Rod, be good, man.
We'll see you.
Fellas.
Yeah.
Whitey, I didn't say this, but I think the 49ers have reached the stage where they get the small studio now. Like, yeah, because they're so bad. Like, they don't get the big studio anymore. Them and the Warriors got to get. I didn't want to say that to Rod because, you know, he would be get upset about that. But
when's the last
3 games? I mean, Niners should be in the small studio.
You know what, though? As Rod said, they are not
mathematically.
So, coming up, there are a few things that 49ers need to fall into place for them to get to the postseason.
You're not going to run them down. You're not going to really. Yeah. Dude, it's like 80 things that need to happen.
There's 9 little things. 9 little things. Very doable things. We'll look at the winning combination for the 49ers. They're still not out of the playoff race, mostly mathematically. We'll look at that next on Sacktown Sports.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Rock the Bells presents LL Cool J.
So what you got Chanel on your feet? Hot sex on a platter makes the mission complete.
Live in concert. LL Cool J. Saturday, January 18th. The venue at Thunder Valley with DJ Z-Trip. LL Cool J. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss LL Cool J live.
At Makita, good enough is never enough. It's not just about the power and runtime of the tool. It's about the power and runtime of the pro. We design, tinker, redesign, and obsess over every detail because we know the pros will too. Straight cuts, tight tolerances, clean lines. Again and again and again. If it's not right, don't put your name on it. Makita, available at the Home Depot.
Ready for winter? Forecasters are already predicting record sick days. Don't become a healthcare statistic. Fight sickness with fitness. Create a daily workout and stick to it. Let the Good Feet store help you meet your workout goals. With Good Feet Arch Supports, the pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back become history. And Good Feet Arch Supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or just stop in. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
There's never been a better time than now to get yourself into a brand new Jeep, because we're still celebrating Black Friday all month long at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And there's a reason people keep coming back, because it's the place where a handshake still means something. Off Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. And Merry Christmas from Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Your new home for 49ers football in the 916 Sacktown Sports.
If you're a 49er fan, it's not over yet, Jay. The 49ers still have a mathematical chance.
So,
sometimes Jay is being realistic and saying it's over.
It may seem
Why
like
do you like the last one?
Well, it's a fact. If these 9 simple things happen, all they need is for these 9 things to happen, and they are in.
You really got that. Okay.
Yes.
Right. I'm
break them down for you. Number 1, 49ers. This is week 16 coming up. 49ers have to beat the Dolphins, which is certainly possible, right?
On the road?
They're not
halfway across the country?
Okay, but are you telling me it's impossible? It's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
Right.
Okay.
So you got a 1. There you go. First thing, you got to win this week. Second, you need the Rams to lose to the Jets. You need the Rams to lose.
Oh, Jets are hot now.
There you go.
They just won.
Yeah, and the Rams.
They're hot for them, right?
Rams are on the road.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, that'd be the second thing. Then you also need Seattle to lose this week. Well, they're not going to lose, are they? They're playing Minnesota.
Okay. All right.
That's a loss.
That's a loss. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. There's 3 things you need this week. And then if that happens, staying alive.
And then you move to next week.
Then you go on to the next week. Actually, there's one more thing this week. You need Arizona to lose.
Oh, and where are they? Who do they play?
I don't know. Carolina.
Bryce Young, he's hot.
So if Arizona wins, it's over. Any of these things go wrong, it's over.
You do need Arizona to lose this week, yes.
Damn.
But they're playing a red-hot Panthers team.
Sizzling.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So you need those 4 things this week. If that happens, then you only need 5 things to happen the rest of the way. Week 17, then the 49ers, of course, they've got to keep winning. Next thing would be, then you've got to beat the Lions. And the Lions, they have like 4 guys that are healthy defensively right now. It's possible. Then you would need number 6.
It's a good thing we got a 4-hour show, because this is like a waste of time here.
We're almost through.
Dude.
We're almost through.
Go
I'm
ahead.
telling you. When you everyone says, mathematically, but they have no chance. You look at it, it's like, well, yeah.
They did right.
Right, number 6. You need the Seahawks to slip up to Caleb Williams and the Bears. And that,
it's possible, though.
Later in the year, you don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, my God.
So often in the NFL, you think, well, that team's going to win easily. And then what happened? So that's number 6. Number 7, then you have the Cardinals playing the Rams, and you would need the Cardinals to beat the Rams. If that happens, there's only 2 more things you need.
Okay.
Then you're like knocking on the door of the playoffs. Week 18, 49ers travel to the desert, must beat the Cardinals.
Got to beat the Cardinals.
And if that happens, they only need 1 more thing to happen.
What?
The 9th and final piece of the puzzle. The 49ers need Los Angeles and the Seahawks to play to a tie.
Oh, I forgot they played, because I was like, they would need everybody to lose out.
Yeah.
But the problem is they play each other the last week.
Right. So that's the last piece, and that's probably the most unlikely of all of them.
No way.
Doesn't happen often. But if all those 9 things happen, Jay, the 49ers are in. Then we'll be bringing you playoff football.
We got a shot,
here.
baby.
Yeah.
We got a shot, baby.
I looked at that today and I was like, it could have. It's very unlikely. Then you
And
get
then
to
the last one.
tie. Are you kidding me? So that's, when people say mathematically, yes,
it's really
true,
right.
But you need
all
those 9
those
things. Boom, boom, boom. You need all those dominoes.
And algebraic expressions.
Yes.
And then the last thing you need is something that how many ties? We haven't had a tie this season, I don't think. You have it like once every 3 years or something like that.
There was a couple last year.
Last year was a couple early on too. Yeah, I remember.
2 years ago, it was like 4 of them.
With the newer overtime rules where you only play 10 minutes, it's much more likely now. Because
I tell you, Niners, they're in a small studio at NBC. Out here, they're relegated to the 45 45 on the clock right now. I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's by next week, they're gonna be behind the Wayback Quiz too, bro. They're gonna I'm sorry. That's not nice. I apologize.
Man, get it out now.
Right?
Get it out now.
I just remember this time last year when my squad was imploding. Like my Eagles the ship was sinking for sure.
Yeah.
Niners fans were having a field day. They were killing me. I don't hear from them in my mentions. Ain't no DMs, no tagging me. Nothing.
We're not going to the Super Bowl.
You make it sound like you're just sitting there minding your own business.
I am. I ain't doing that.
Watching football, and all these mean 49er fans are coming after you about the Eagles. Why are they doing that?
I've been pretty humble and very. I haven't trolled as much this year.
You have been.
I've been, because they're licking their wound. Don't need to. They're already a injured, wounded animal, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't need to
the most
throw something on it.
Memorable example from last year. I remember it was that game where they played.
Was it the Vikings?
Yeah, they're in the middle of that losing streak, and they're playing the Vikings. And you and I were texting, and I remember saying something like, "You don't want to make 49er fans too mad or something." And you're like, "Yeah, whatever." And then so the next day, Jerry was in because you were on the road, and you call in, and I said, "Here's Kyle Draper." And you go,
oh, man. You know what's crazy about the 49ers, fellas, and I'm all joking aside. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I'm hearing a lot of national pundits say, I'd take Sam Darnold over Brock Purdy right now.
I've seen that.
Like, you guys, and it's because of contract and things like that. Like, I'd rather pay Sam Darnold $30 million and Brock Purdy $50 million.
Boy, Alan South just asked me that today.
Oh, did he really? Yeah. Oh, I missed that part. What did you say?
What do you think I said?
You say open up the vault for Purdy.
Yeah,
you said. Yeah. A lot of people out on Brock Purdy now. A lot of people are out. Mm-hmm. And high on look at Sam Darnold, what he's done there in Minnesota.
Is that a good
They got a shot at the 1 seed.
What do you think of that question? How do you answer it?
I need to see more from Sam Darnold. But I need to see more from Purdy also. Honestly, I'm not paying them anybody right now. Unless it's like I get Purdy on a $40 million, 45. I'm not paying him north of 50. I need to see more from him.
You know how it is. You watch the 49ers and you have in your mind what's up with Purdy, and Jay has his idea and I have my idea. You know that Kyle Shanahan in the front office, as far as they're concerned, they know why he struggled. And it depends on if they think, you know what, he's really struggled this year. They're not protecting him. The receivers aren't getting open. Then they're fine with him and they're going to give him his money. If it's anything else, they're going to move off of him. But I doubt they're going to.
No, you can't move off of him yet. Unless there's somebody out there better that you can get. But teams usually don't do that.
Who's that?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
What big name quarterbacks move?
We'll try this on.
Very rarely.
And this isn't necessarily somebody who would supplant Brock Purdy. Pardon me for spitting. But you've seen this. With what's going on in Atlanta,
Kirk
Cousins has said, no, you can't trade me. I'm not going to waive my no trade clause. So some people think he's going to be released. If he's released,
Kyle
Atlanta
Shanahan
would pick up the bulk of his salary. Yeah.
Jay
and
might
as a backup. Kyle would finally have a chance to pick up Kirk Cousins at a bargain.
Jay would become a Raiders fan.
Yeah, I'm out.
He said I'm out.
A bargain price, Jay.
Yeah, I'm cool because he's not doing anything. He's not taking you anywhere. He hasn't won any. Like the one thing that gets me with Kirk Cousins, at least Joe Burrow, I can understand in the form of he's had some magnificent, great games. He's taken the team on the run. The Bengals of all teams, even though they've been pretty good defensively for the last 2 or 3 handful of years, and a lot of people letting Joe Burrow off the hook, but Kirk Cousins done nothing. What has he done?
The word is that
what has he done?
Because of the Achilles now, he's not driving the ball, so it's all arm, and his arm is shot, and he has nothing left right now, and he's throwing interceptions all over the place. But at a bargain rate, if he's out there for a bargain rate where the other team's going to pick up the bulk of the salary, there's no way Kyle Shanahan can turn that down. Kirk Cousins? There's no way.
You can turn that down.
Kirk Cousins. Real quick, guys, did you see what Grant Cohn tweeted out yesterday? And I know he's a troll, and I wanted to send this to you guys. Brock Purdy in 2024, 65% completions, 8.4 yards per pass attempt, 94.3 QB rating. Nick Mullins in 2018, 64.2% completion, 8.3 yards per pass, 90.8 QB rating.
How many games?
I'm just
Come
saying.
on, man. How many games?
Just say your
Grant, the one
Grant
thing
Cohn
about Grant Cohn, he's friend of the show, but the one thing Grant Cohn is, and this the part about Grant Cohn is he's the typical I can turn any stat into against you, right?
Yeah,
and it's the opposite. And what people need to do with Grant is start turning some of his work into what he could do.
Jay
and I bet you, and I bet you could. No, I don't have anything against Grant, but I'm saying if you start to get, because the other part about Grant too is he gets a little personal, and that's the tough part. You better stop getting personal because cats will really start to check what's going on.
Oh yeah, they are.
You know what I mean? And they have.
Yep, they have.
And he's taking some steps back, but he's one of those guys. He takes any stat and he'll turn it the proper way. Doesn't really bother me.
Mullins.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, stop it.
Really?
I should have texted you guys.
This the other thing too about Grant is Grant. You can tell he has his favorites.
Yeah,
and he'll go head over heels for his favorites. Won't say anything, and then the guys he dislikes or you can tell he doesn't have relationships with. Oh yeah, he's firing
at
off.
him. Yeah,
you can't do that though. You got to be straight up with everybody.
When we come back, is the NBA 2 3-point happy? The commissioner says we're looking at it next on Sacktown Sports.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, layoffs on the line. Golf, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up, it's golf.
This Christmas, the NFL is live on Netflix, and it's a gift you can't wrap. On December 25th, Netflix will be the home for 2 NFL Christmas Day games. At 1 p.m. Eastern, the 2024 Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs face the Pittsburgh Steelers, followed by the Baltimore Ravens versus the Houston Texans at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a holiday tradition you won't want to miss. Watch live only on Netflix. You won't want to miss it.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper. As the proud sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew, Alsco Uniforms offers certified hygienically clean lab coats, scrubs, bed linens, towels, floor mats, and an array of mops tailored for your healthcare facility. Our services include convenient delivery to your doorstep. Leading the way in healthcare laundry services in Northern California, discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's alsco.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
Come Santa Claus, come Santa Claus, down Santa Claus Lane.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
You guys know that Christmas song, We Three Kings? You know, We Three Kings. What about, and I think my brother had this idea years ago, We Three Kings of Golden One are Domas, Aaron, and Damar. Something like that. Huh?
I don't know if I know that one, man.
You don't know We Three Kings? Yeah, it's
I don't think so. Old one? Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I know that one, dude.
I'll play it for you.
All right, yeah, play it. Play it next time. Yeah.
It's your boy Ludacris.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, this white boy Ludacris.
Oh, this.
I asked for some Ludacris.
Did you really?
Last week, yeah. Last
What?
week, right? Yeah.
You lost a bet? No, dude.
I said I probably won't know it when you play it, but please play some Ludacris. How about this? You better box out. You better not shy away from that 3-ball. Just let it fly. Sacktown's favorite coach is Mike Brown. How about that?
Oh, you spent some time on that one, huh? That's not off the top of your head. That's not a
Christmas
freestyle
songs.
there. Okay.
Tis the season for basketball and ho, ho, ho. But you got to win some of these games coming up, Drapes, as you well
Yes.
know.
Yes. I mean, you got Lakers twice.
Yeah.
Massive games right here. Massive.
What better gift for Kings fans, real longtime Kings fans, than 2 Christmas wins over the Lakers?
It would be, think about that. You got 2 against the Lakers. You got Tyrese Halliburton on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. You get those 3 Kings fans. You're 2 games above 500. You beat your arch rival and the point guard that the rest of the league is laughing that you traded away. Be a good Christmas.
What do you think of that game time for that second Laker game?
All guests and callers join us from the Folsom
Thank
Lake.
you, Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah.
3 o'clock Saturday and Sunday, I believe, Whitey. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's throwing me off. It's, no radio obviously that day and everything, but I don't like day games that much. Like the rhythm of the night game, Mike Brown's press conference at 5:15, tip off right around 7, 3 o'clock. Then the game's over at 5:30. What do you do with yourself?
I guess you're supposed to go Christmas shopping? I don't know.
It's messing me up because I was going to go to Emran's store, True Sports Cards, and get a gift for my son. But now he's going to be with me because he's going to the game. And it's like, damn, I can't do that. So
It's very unusual.
Yeah. Back to back too, right? I think it's 3 o'clock Sunday also.
I hadn't realized that.
Yeah. Let me double check, but I think it's 3 o'clock both days.
You ever remember them doing anything like that, Jay? I don't recall it.
Nah, I'm sitting here trying to think about it. I don't remember the back-to-back threes.
Yeah, 3 o'clock both days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Especially that Saturday.
Right.
Yeah, normally you don't see a 3 o'clock Saturday game.
Against the Lakers?
I know, yeah.
Lakers,
That's prime time,
yeah.
7 o'clock, baby.
Yeah, it's just, I wonder if just that day, every game is, at a weird time. You know what I mean? Like a 1 and 3 o'clock or a 12:30 and 3 league wide.
There's football this Saturday, isn't there?
Yeah.
Got a game, yeah.
So the latest game is Pistons
football
Suns at
playoffs,
6.
baby.
That's the latest tip time. Pistons Suns at 6. But now you got several games. You got Celtics Bulls at 5. And that's in
Eastern?
Yeah, Yeah, no,
Or
5 our
Central?
times.
Oh, 5, okay.
Yeah, so that's what, 7 Central. That's weird, man.
I'm sure there's a reason. Somebody looked at something and said, this will allow this to happen, or this will bring this many people down here for this, or just unusual.
I mean, like Cleveland, that's East Coast time zone, but they're at 8 o'clock Eastern time, 5 o'clock our time that night. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they decided that.
Wow. Okay. How about this? The commissioner talking to the media in Las Vegas before the Emirates Cup. He says the NBA is a little bit concerned about criticisms of offenses becoming cookie cutter. And with teams on pace to shatter NBA record for 3-pointers attempted, he says the league is wondering if it's becoming a copycat league. And are they concerned about that? The commissioner said the answer is yes. We are having many discussions about the style of basketball being played. I would not reduce it to a so-called 3-point shooting issue. I think we look more holistically at the skill level on the floor, diversity of offense, the fan reception to the game, all the above, blah, 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 blah. I think the game is in a great place. But to me, that's fascinating that the commissioner of the NBA is saying, yes, People say there's too many three-pointers being attempted. People say that everyone's playing the same way, and it is something that we are looking at.
Yeah,
should they be Drapes?
They should be, but I'm a little afraid of what they'll find and what their solution will be to that. I don't like, there's been an idea floated out there that eliminate the corner three. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. The corner three is integral part of basketball, not just NBA. I'm talking the corner three. You know what the corner three is, Whitey? It's punishment for poor defensive teams. If your defense is that bad that you're giving up the corner three, why take it away? Like, don't reward the defense. Play better defense. Get out there and close out better. So that's what I'm worried about. I don't know what the solution would be. Is it get more big men? I have no idea, but maybe make the three-point line a little wider, like farther out at the top, above the break three is a little deeper.
The commissioner said, he made it clear that any attempt to change things on the fly, like moving the three-point line, is not going to happen soon. He said, quote, historically at times we've moved the three-point line. I don't think that's a solution here because then I think when we look at both the game and the data, I think they may not necessarily do more mid-range jumpers if that's what people want, but more clogging under the basket. Whether there's some tweaks we should make, my sense, I do think we should take seriously this notion of more diversity in offense. I think, to your point, I don't think there's much you can do about it. I think at this point, you're going to have to live with it.
And here's the thing, too.
And let the game evolve and if players play this way and teams play this way, because it's the best way to play. It's the most efficient way.
Right. Exactly. And, from high school, youth league, like, that's a big part now. Guys are training for that. And so, when you talk about letting it evolve, people are saying, well, the big man will come back and, I don't know, man. I feel like these kids nowadays, man, it's not just learn how to shoot the three. It's work on the logo three, the hash mark three, and everything like that. And so, people will point to the Celtics as a team, they shoot 53s a game. They're an elite executing team. But when you get 3-4, 3-point shots going up in a single possession and bricks, it's like, I think people don't like the 3-point shot when teams are missing. When it's going
it's hard
in,
to watch when you go you're
up and down, and teams are just miss. But if teams were actually hitting, we love it. So I don't know what the answer is. Talking to coaches and everything, and we've had this discussion. It's not even about how many you make anymore. It's about how many you take. Like there's a belief out there that the more you take,
it's a math equation.
It's a math equation. Yeah, and I don't know. You know what I miss though? I miss footwork. I miss post moves. I miss, individuality in basketball. You know what I mean? Now it seems like everybody got to have a step back. Everybody, it's like everything is too now, Whitey, packaged into, all right, can it become a viral moment? Can it become a TikTok? Like a mid-range jump shot ain't going viral. A jump hook ain't going viral. A sky hook ain't going, well, it may go viral because nobody does it. But now it's like, did you hit a 30-footer with two guys on you? Like that's what people want to see now, it seems like.
I think a line was crossed in the last 3 years, maybe. We've all seen it. And you used to never see it, where you'd have a player in position where it looked like he'd have a layup, and he would kick it back out for a three, right?
Yeah.
That happens now.
Yeah, that happens.
It's part of the game, and that used to never happen.
Right. And guys are so trained that way. You know what I mean? You'll be on a fast break, and everybody runs to the 3-point line instead of, running. I
have a layup, but that corner three is a better shot than my layup. So I better pass it to him.
Yeah. Somebody from the 916 says what the corner three is, Drapes, is a 2-point shot. The 3-point shot itself is not traditional old guys like, yeah. What if you make the corner three just 2? Anything like below the break.
If you're going to do something, to me, it seems like that's the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
And I know Jerry's been a proponent of that. Take away that corner three. And I agree with everything you said. It's a huge part of the game.
Right.
If teams can't defend that, they should be punished. But if the league is feeling like we have too many 3-point attempts, I think that's the only thing you could try.
But if you
start backing it out.
Yeah. But how come we don't say, oh, there's way too many 2-point attempts? Because it's so varied, I guess, a very, mid-range layup. Why is it? I don't mind the 3. I hate the 3 when guys are, like you said, 5 or 6 possessions and they're just chucking it up and throwing up bricks.
Mm-hmm.
If you're making them and Keegan Murray hitting 12 threes, that's great for the game of basketball, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But not everybody's Steph Curry, not everybody's Keegan Murray, and can do something like that.
Yeah. I wonder, we talk now about how everyone's playing the same way. They're all trying to shoot threes. Wasn't it true? I don't know. I suspect it was true that especially in the earlier parts of the history of the game, the 50s into the 60s, everybody was trying to dump the ball into low posts and get the big man to score.
Yep.
Everybody was trying to do that.
Everybody. And then you play off the big man. Yeah.
And then
that became boring.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it might be cyclical. Like, maybe in 20 years, the 3-point shot, or 15 years, maybe we'll get, like, the problem too, though, Whitey, is you got Victor Wembanyama. This guy's 7'3", 7'4", hanging out at the 3-point line.
Yeah.
It's like
way
behind.
line.
It's like, no, dude, get in the post. Show me something. Give me a dream shake or something.
And he's like, why should I do that?
Why should I do that? Yeah. Yeah, they got to do something. I don't know what it is, though. I don't know the solution.
The other thing is, this is all part of it. The NBA is a little concerned that TV ratings have been going down.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to make sure they're ahead of the problem.
Yeah.
But I don't think in this case they're even sure exactly what the problem
is. Because it's not there are too many threes being taken. Like I said, if team shots 50% from 3, nobody would have a problem. It's like you said, when teams go on a cold spell, when the Kings go 3 for 26 or whatever, it's like, they took too many threes. But if the Kings went 20 of 40, we're okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think it's the 3-point shot being missed is the problem, not the actual 3-point shot.
I get that it's an issue, but to me, I wouldn't even have it.
It's not in your top
2. I think the biggest issues for the NBA, in no particular order, are the season is so long and you have so many guys missing games. And the other thing that's even bigger to me than all the 3-point shooting is the officiating is horrible. And we usually only talk about that after we watch a game and they made horrible decisions that have us going, that game should have gone differently.
Right.
Then you sound like you're whining. But we all know it. We all watch basketball. Officiating is terrible.
No, you're right.
It damages the product.
Yeah. The website awfulannouncing.com came up with a list, Whitey. This is very timely, of the haters' guide to all the NBA's alleged problems.
Oh, okay.
1, the 82-game regular season is too long.
Yeah.
That's what some people say, right?
Yeah,
It's too long. 2, NBA stars are not on the court often enough. Load management and everything.
Yes.
That's an issue. 3, the pace and space era makes for boring basketball. That's what we're talking about, the 3-point shot, right? Pace and space. The best players and teams are less captivating than previous eras. You believe that?
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that one.
I think that's one of those things where the heroes of your youth always seem better than the people who are doing it, Yeah.
It's just
the
natural,
old days
right?
was better.
Right, exactly. How about this one? It's harder to watch the NBA than ever before. It's saying, fans knew they could turn on their TVs each night and flip between their local RSN and TNT or ESPN. Now games are split between some combination of free linear TV. Phoenix is on, just over the air, more obscure cable networks and streaming packages. And it will only get worse with Amazon and Peacock next season.
To me, it's easier because there are more games on. To me, it's easier to watch the NBA. And I know sometimes where's the game? But you can figure it out.
Yeah, but I do hear a lot of pushback from local fans that if you don't have NBC Sports California, for instance, let's say
just get the voice remote. Give me the game.
But some fans are like for instance, let's say I'm in LA and this happened, and I was in a hotel room. They didn't have the channel that the Lakers aired on, and I couldn't watch it on League Pass because I was in the market.
Because it was blacked out.
Yeah, because it was blacked out. And it's like, oh my gosh, how are you supposed to watch a game? Number 6, media coverage of the NBA is actively working against it. You heard somebody on FS1 the other day say that Inside the NBA has done more damage to the actual NBA than anything else.
I'm not disagreeing. I just don't understand how so.
Being critical of the players sitting out. Barkley and those guys not knowing certain teams, calling Houston trash the other day. They don't even belong, just like the negative perception and portrayal of some of the league stars.
Because the only way you're watching that show is if you're watching basketball to begin with.
Right. Yeah, that's. But the guy that does it with Colin Cowherd, I forget his name.
Jason McIntyre.
Yeah, that was his take. Jason McIntyre saying Inside the NBA has done more damage to the actual NBA than the 3-point shot, anything like that.
Interesting, but I don't
Interesting
agree with that.
take,
Do you
right?
agree with that? I don't agree with that.
No, but there are some, and I don't know if this is the case or the truth. When you look at Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, some of what their criticisms of star players, load management. A lot of people believe that that's the reason they were ousted by the league, And so that's one thing.
Okay. That's interesting.
And lastly, hold up, Whitey. Lastly here, the NBA, hold up, because I want to get this correct here. The league and its players are too woke and focused on social justice issues.
I hope that's not part of the issue.
But there's a segment that believes that.
Mm-hmm.
That people just want to come and watch basketball. They don't want to see any kind of, Black Lives Matter or get out the vote or whatever it may be.
I don't have a problem with that, but I don't feel like that's front and center when I'm watching the NBA. Maybe I don't have it because I don't have an issue with it. It doesn't bother me, but I don't feel like I'm being barraged with that when I watch a game.
Yeah.
You?
No, I don't think so. I don't even notice it really. It's part of our society now, kind of. It's not, you can't escape it or hide away from that. I think, honestly, the biggest problem I have with the NBA right now is the stars not playing more. And it might not even be load management. It could be injury. Like this season, a lot of Joel Embiid can't stay on the floor. So if I'm a Sixers fan, if I'm a fan of Joel Embiid, this guy's not playing. I feel like too many stars either A, are resting, but more importantly, B, are getting hurt this year.
Yeah, they're just too often the NBA, they're at cross purposes where, we play too many games so guys are getting hurt. Yeah, but we have to play the games and we lose money. All right, then we're going to that's the way it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the season should be shorter, but it's never going to be.
But then here's the thing, too. Everybody says ratings are down. Outside of football, I think ratings are down for a lot of things.
That's because there's so many choices.
There's so many choices. And Adam Silver, he talked about this yesterday in his meeting with the media. He said basically, but our social media engagement is up. The league pass subscriptions, like all that, like the interest is at its highest point. But for some reason, the over-the-air, watching it on TV, its numbers have gone down.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I believe, too, fans and me, I'm a huge NBA fan. I know if I really wanted to see that game, I can catch it on League Pass, the replay. Or, there aren't many things now where when it's happening live, you got to be sitting right there. The NFL is probably,
you're kind of talking about oversaturation, huh? I mean, it's almost too readily available. It's always there.
Yeah, it's always there. Yeah. So, I didn't think of it. Yeah, but to an extent. And, it is one of 82. I'm going to watch the highlights later. I'm going to watch.
Exactly.
It's.
Yeah. Again, there's too many games, but they're not going to cut back on the game.
Yeah.
So. But they're just trying to stay ahead of these things, right?
Right.
They don't want to be looking at a
collapse. Exactly.
Yeah. We're going to talk NBA trades here from Spot Track. Keith Smith, NBA analyst.
Our boy Keith.
Yes.
Yeah.
We welcome him back to the show. Where do the Kings go for help? How easy will it be for them? I'm sorry, what's that?
Another 3 minutes, Shay says. We got time.
All right.
We got time to continue to hash this
Keith.
out.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. We got Keith coming up here as we look at the NBA trade deadline.
I got something for you from the 510. If the NBA has ratings problems, it's bad referees and load management. And then somebody from the 916. To me, the biggest issue is the poor refereeing combined with the propensity of stars who whine about every call or non-call. That didn't used to happen way back in the day.
Yeah, it used to be there were guys that stood out because they complained, like Danny Ainge complained all the time. Rick Barry complained all the time. Now, guys stand out if they don't complain.
And it's the stars, too, that are complaining like never before. I'm watching Tatum. I'm watching Jokic the other night. You know, and I do believe the players are a product of the society, because here's why. I look at broadcasting, announcing. When you're watching the game, we got a rules official in the NFL. We got every replay, and this is one thing that used to bother the hell out of me when I worked in Boston. Every call that was made, we had to go to the replay. Oh, was this a foul or not? I don't agree, and so it's not only the players. Let's keep it real, fans. After every damn loss, we looking at the free throws, the foul, saying we got screwed by the refs. And so it's whether it's technology, the officiating is worse, or whatever it is, it's everybody that's complaining about the officiating.
The only thing they've done publicly to address the officiating is the stupid 2-minute report.
Right.
Hopefully they're doing more behind the scenes. And I realize it doesn't do the league any good to come out publicly all the time and say, you're right, the officiating's horrible. I get it, but they better realize that and be doing something about it.
Yeah.
The last 2-minute report, it's almost like you're taking a magnifying glass. Here's how horrible the officials are. Look at that.
Right.
You see the mistakes they made last night?
And the fans are like, see?
No one benefits from that.
I don't know what the answer is, man. But here, real quick, guys, because a lot of times we get on the players about load management, not competing hard. How do you think the players became the way they became? Adults treating them like they're better than, catering to them. These guys have been catered to, from a very early age. And then we get mad at them when they develop that and are that way as adults. Well, it's the adults, the parents, and the coaches and the boosters who cater to them at a very young age.
It's the AAU.
They're the product of their environment.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, Wade.
Keith Smith joins us for a look at the Kings and the deadline that looms large. That's next on Sacktown Sports.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. King night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave coming to you from my good friends at American Energy. Look, it's already cold outside. It's only going to get colder. American Energy wants to help you stay warm and make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 tune-up inspection. Normally $119, $49 right now, and that includes a full safety and duct inspection. And check it out. If your system's over 10 years
that's our
old,
holly jolly special Christmas message from ours to yours.
From a company that's been
Merry
in business
Christmas. Thanks for being with the Drive Guys all year long. Stick around. We got the Chiefs and the Steelers NFL football coming up next on Sacktown Sports.
Don't take my word for it. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. If you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at the AEway.com and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
I love spreading joy with gifts this time of year, but I try not to spread my budget too thin. Luckily, Kohl's has come through for me once again. I just went and used a 25% off coupon to score so many great gifts under $20, like cozy pajamas and fleece, amazing gift sets, and beauty must-haves. So if you're looking to give more for less this season, get to Kohl's. Select styles, offers end December 24th. Some exclusions apply. See store at Kohl's.com for details.
Tom's Watch Bar, your ultimate sports watching destination for all Kings games, hosted live by Sacktown Sports. With 360-degree viewing, surround sound, premium food and drink, and game day vibes that match being at the game, Tom's Watch Bar is the ultimate game day experience for all Sacramento Kings fans.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's Old Report.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
It's time now for your 49er injury report, brought to you by the offices of J.G. Winter Law. In the game versus Los Angeles, the 49ers got back two key defensive players in defensive end Nick Bosa and linebacker Dre Greenlaw. Greenlaw, however, experienced Achilles soreness and played little in the second half. Also, safety Javier Brown left in the second half with a groin injury. Niners lose 12-6 to Los Angeles and fall to 6-8 on the year. Next up for the 49ers, it's Miami.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
When it's cold and rainy outside, Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, stay warm and cozy with a full furnace tune-up, just $59. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Schedule an appointment today at Bonnie.com.
Merry Christmas.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Kings still enjoying some time off, huh, Drapes? Because of this crazy in-season tournament schedule, wreaking havoc with the NBA schedule.
No games tonight.
I don't care for it.
What are you going to do with
yourself? About all the problems the NBA's having, but I want my NBA.
All right? It's weird not to have a game tonight. Somebody.
Yes. Where do the Kings go from here as far as the trade market? here's someone who can help us. Nice enough to join us once again, Spotrac NBA analyst, the great Keith Smith. How are you this holiday season, Keith? Understand your wife was very excited to finish up all of her work before the holidays, right?
Yeah, absolutely. She was. She had that last meeting, and that was it. And now she's on vacation. So that's so something we don't get to experience quite that way in what we do. But yeah, she was pretty excited.
Yeah, we're getting excited about the deadline. Do you think? I know these are all difficult questions to answer, Keith. Do you think the Kings can upgrade the rotation without giving up significant draft capital? What do you think the odds are of pulling off something like that?
Yeah, it's probably going to be kind of hard without giving up at least a pick or two to make a significant upgrade, because otherwise then you're talking about dipping into guys in your rotation that you'd rather not trade if that's the direction you're going to go. So that's where it gets really difficult. But I think there's a chance, they do something. Kevin Huerter's contract is right in that tradable range. They've got a couple other guys that they could piece together without getting too deep into key rotation players. So that's always something you look for when you're trying to figure out, does this team have the ability to make moves and make trades that are reasonable without getting crazy? And the Kings do at least have that.
Hey, Keith, I know you talked about this on the podcast recently. De'Aaron Fox made some comments on the Draymond Green podcast about ultimately wanting to win and talking about his future in Sacramento. What did you take from that soundbite? What did you take from what you heard from De'Aaron saying?
Yeah, I feel like this is what superstars do in the NBA in a lot of cases. It's certainly a lot better than him saying, get me out of here. I don't want to be here anymore. We've seen things go that way a time or 10 too in the league. So I think with De'Aaron Fox, what he's basically saying is, I want to win too. My guess is he's thinking, I'm 27 now. It's time to start, really thinking about, all right, I want to get this done. I don't want to be 33, 34, and I'm team at the end of my career, hoping to kind of, maybe help them on to a title. So I think that becomes, something that's there. And I kind of say this is where I believe this is kind of the superstars path in the NBA. When they're the superstar, they put pressure on the organization because it is, all right, I don't want to leave, but I want to win. So you better start doing things that can enable that to happen. And I think, he's just being completely honest about the extension stuff. I preached over the summertime, don't get nervous that it didn't end, because it wouldn't have made sense for him to extend now. Now, when I would get nervous is if they really turn this around and he's playing great and, all of a sudden De'Aaron Fox is making All-NBA and then he turns down that Supermax extension, raise the red flag, flash the red warning light, get nervous. That means things are going a little sideways. But until then, I don't think there's a whole lot to worry about.
Keith Smith with us from Spotrac, NBA analyst and capologist. And every time you're nice enough to come on with us, Keith, we ask you some variation of this question, and you patiently explain things to us. But cap-wise, are the Kings in decent position to add anything at this deadline?
Yeah, I think they're in pretty good spot. They're not sitting, way above the luxury tax or anything like that. As my numbers have it, they're about $2 million clear, so that gives them a little bit of wiggle room. But the important thing is they're well clear of, the aprons and the like. They've got about 6.9 in room under that first apron, so that's a good amount of space to be able to do if they need to make a move where it is, all right, we're going to take on some money in a trade, that they can certainly do that. And I think that's important, because we're looking, as you look at this landscape around the league, roughly half the league can't say that. So some of the teams we can't take back $1 more than we send out. Some of them are really limited, and can they even aggregate together, meaning combine player salaries going out and those kind of things. So the Kings are in a better place than some of these teams, because they can still kind of have all the tools available to them that are traditionally available. You don't have to start worrying about, all right, well, I got to learn 400 new rules here under this CBA. Right now, the Kings are operating in a pretty normal place.
Keith, one team we're looking at, the Brooklyn Nets, we saw them trade Dennis Schroeder to Golden State. Do you believe Dorian Finney-Smith and Cam Johnson might be on the way out as well? Like those are the next dominoes to fall out there?
Yeah, I think Dorian Finney-Smith for sure. He is got a player option for next year, so that's kind of a pseudo expiring contract. He'll have control over that. Cam Johnson, a little bit different because he's got a couple more years left after this one under his contract. So it's going to have to take the right kind of team that can take him on and feel good about that. But yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith, Bojan Bogdanovic, maybe Nick Claxton. We'll see. I feel like the Nets are in a position where they don't have their franchise guy yet. They're just kind of restarting into this cycle because they traded Mikal Bridges over the summertime post-draft. So they didn't bottom out last year, didn't land a really high pick or anything. And they're just starting the process now of going. If you watch their first game post-Schroeder trade, we can see where this is going to head for the rest of the year for the Nets. And they're going to be doing what they can to move the rest of those veterans for whatever assets they can get as they try to really start over from scratch there in Brooklyn.
Keith, one of the things that's a little frustrating to me about this deadline is that in a handful of cases, we're talking about exactly the same guys and teams we were talking about a year ago. Jeremy Grant, for example. And I like Jeremy Grant, but I've been reading, and I know that teams can, they can ask for whatever they want, even if they don't think they're going to get it. But I've been reading that, the price is coming down on Jeremy Grant, and Portland now wants maybe just a first rounder and a young prospect. There's no way you're going to get that for Jeremy Grant, is there? I like him, but you're just not going to get that much for him.
Yeah, probably not unless you also take on an undesirable contract, which is, that's kind of how you can up your beneficial return, is because then you're kind of, all right, we're getting one thing for Jeremy Grant, we're getting one thing for a bad contract. And that's sometimes the benefit you can have when you're moving a big salary like Jeremy Grant is you can finagle a way to, all right, let's up our return, because if I'm Portland, I'm like, all right, I'm going to eat a bad contract. I'm not turning this thing around in the span of a year or two. It's probably going to take us a couple of draft cycles to build this thing back up here. So they're in a place where maybe they can do that. But yeah, the thing I always remind people, and we're all getting excited, and I'm guilty of it too, because we already got a couple of trades right out of the gate. Generally, teams they ask for the moon in December, in the beginning of January. Then everybody gets a little more reasonable, and it's, negotiations right now are, hey, we need 2 first-round picks for this guy. And the other side's like, how about a bad contract in a second? And then, then we get into the beginning, end of January, beginning of February, and everybody gets a lot reasonable. But, as we all know, deadlines for action.
Hey, Keith, somebody raised this on the text line, and I'm going to tweak their question. They said, can the Kings upgrade their bench and still keep all of Fox, DeRozan, Keegan, Malik, Sabonis, and Herter? How valuable are the Kings' assets, especially the draft assets, going forward? Is that their strongest package, that they have all their draft picks outside of whatever is conveyed to Atlanta?
Yeah, I think so. That feels about right to put it that way, because I think if you're the Kings, we're not going to start talking about trading Fox or Sabonis or DeRozan. So then it gets, all right, well, what's realistic? Well, Herter's, that's a neutral value contract. I've heard some people suggest it's a negative contract. It just isn't. It's not big enough to be, considered that bad. So then it turns, if you're the Kings, you start looking at, like, all right, well, we've got a swap out there, with San Antonio way down the line, but there's a couple tradable picks in that mix where they can, move on from a couple first if they really wanted to. Your issue becomes there, though. If you're keeping everybody that the caller or texter asked about, where are you getting your matching salary to go make an upgrade? That's where the problem comes, because now you're starting to talk about, all right, well, we can put together a handful of these $2, $3, $4 million contracts and go get something that way, and probably combine them with like a Trey Lyles outgoing. But you're not making a major upgrade probably in that salary range unless you really start dipping into, all right, we're going to send out some of these first round picks. So that's the balancing act that Monty Morris and the crew have to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Or Monty McNair. Sorry, Monty Morris, the point guard. Sorry about that.
To what extent would this hamstring the Kings, Keith? Speaking of Kevin Herter and the deal the Kings made for him. Of course, the number 1 pick conveys to Atlanta, but it's 1 through 12 protected this year. Next year, it's 1 through 10 protected. And if it still hasn't conveyed, it becomes second rounders in 26 and 27. And I know that's really confusing and a lot of, blah, blah, blah. But the Kings can't trade those 26 and 27 second rounders, right? Because until that is settled, they have to hang on to those because they might convey, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So as we've seen, second round picks, have turned into like monopoly currency where you're trading them around the board like crazy on these deals. And the Kings are a little bit hamstrung with that. Now they do have their own second in 2029. So that's kind of it for tradable seconds. So that can, if we're talking one of those smaller moves, right, where we're talking, we're going to move a couple $2 million salaries together and go get a $5 million player or something like that. That's where that's like, all right, that's probably a 2 seconds type thing with that. And they don't have that, but there's nothing to say they can't go get one, right? Teams have gotten really good and really smart out of kind of manufacturing second rounders by trading guys. And then sometimes they're real second rounders, or they're these ones that like they have a Chicago second that's 55 to 59. And that's not, that could be thrown in, but that's not going to deliver. I feel pretty confident saying the Bulls aren't finishing with a top 5 record. So, it does get a little bit tough if you're making one of those smaller around the margins type moves because you don't have that second to juice your package.
Keith, the teams that have talked about a lot about potentially, selling off some players, the Brooklyns, the Chicagos, the Utah, any other teams out there that might be looking to shed some salary or rebuild or anything like that? Who else should we be keeping our eye on?
Yeah, we want to look at New Orleans too, especially with Brandon Ingram. That's been, going on since the summertime. Nothing that's happened since then has changed anything. I think Washington has a handful of veteran guys, especially guys like Malcolm Brogdon, Valanciunas. So those are guys that I think they would move if the right deal came along with that. And then you start kind of looking, all right, well, what's Portland going to do? We talked about Jeremy Grant, but they've also got Robert Williams. If they can get him healthy, they've got Matisse Thybulle. And those guys are on very tradable contracts because they're, sitting in those, $10 to $15 million range, which comes very easy. So that's what we'll look for. And then you kind of mentioned Chicago. I think Detroit's trying to do what they can to try to win games and move things up, but they're looking behind them a little bit and like, all right, well, Philly had the terrible start, but they're breathing right down our necks. They're gaining ground here. So it'll start to really develop. I always say you give it the rest of this month, we get into the first part of January, and teams will really say, all right, we're out of this. And then also teams at that point, all right, we're through the non-conference. We're looking at the conference schedules for these college guys, some of the European players that play deeper into their year, and everybody starts getting a little starry-eyed about the draft. And it's real easy this year because it is an absolutely loaded draft class coming in. You're going to start seeing, I like to put it kindly and say teams pivoting towards ping pong balls.
And we're talking with Keith Smith, NBA analyst and capologist from Spot Track. This time of year, Keith, we're hearing quite often from fans who've gone to the trade machine and they've worked out this deal or that deal. How is the Spot Track NBA trade machine coming along?
It's really going really well. And we, one of the things that we wanted, why we delayed, a major launch until last year was we wanted to get it right. These rules are super complicated. And the last thing we want is, somebody coming up with their dream trade and then, they send it off and somebody like me turns around and is like, yeah, that trade's illegal. We wanted them to be able to share deals that actually work out there. So we just actually launched it in app form on the Apple App Store. So if you, as I've been putting it, if you're hanging out there while your significant other's doing the Christmas shopping and you're sitting on the bench, in the corner, now you can play around on the trade machine, until your heart's content. And there's image capture and all kinds of stuff to share. So, have some fun with it.
Hey, Keith, did you watch the Emirates NBA Cup final last night? What did you think of it?
I did, yeah. I thought, I like the NBA Cup. Like, I do think it's given us some different level of interest in some of these games. I think listen to the players and the players I've talked to myself, they are going a little harder in some of these games, which is great to see. And last night, I think what's a little sad for me right now is we're getting all this narrative of, I guess OKC is not as good as we thought. Well, it's one game. If they had merely shot bad instead of absolutely horrid, they would have been right there in that game, right? They would have been right there challenging the Bucks. So that's where we want to, really, you got to balance it out. Oklahoma City's still really, really good. And I think it was Brian Windhorst put it this way. And when they look at the standings, they're still on a 5-game win streak because that game didn't count in the standings. So they should feel pretty good. But credit to Milwaukee. They've really turned it around after that slow start. They're starting to play good. I think Doc Rivers has simplified things a little bit for them on both ends of the floor. Defensively, they've gone back to some of the stuff that was tried and true. Brook Lopez in the drop coverage, not as much straight switching, those kind of things. And that's really helped them pick up things defensively and offensively. It seems now we're finally getting that Giannis Dame two-man game. We're starting to see it more and more and more. And that's pretty scary because that's a pretty good, thing to be able to go to if you need a bucket late in the game.
All right, Keith, we appreciate your time. Before we let you go, who knows, but do you anticipate it's going to be a busy deadline this year?
I do. I think, part of what I think is going to make it a busy deadline is this is not, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago when it was Warriors, Cavs. We could have wrote it in pen in July and then got there and been like, yep, there it is. That's what we knew. I think teams have a respect for the Celtics and the Cavs and the Thunder and the Nuggets and the Mavericks and those teams, but I don't think anybody fears them. I don't think anybody's going into a playoff series thinking, well, they're unbeatable. We can't get through these guys. And I think that always leads to teams being a little more active. And then I think, too, we saw it last year with the number of injuries that happened late in the season and even in the postseason. I think teams are like, hey, one guy, has falls the wrong way. All of a sudden that door is wide open. And I think you're going to see teams say, all right, we owe it to ourselves to, give ourselves the best chance to try to win this thing. And I think that generally leads to some really good movement.
Thank you, Keith. We hope to talk to you again soon. And either way, I hope you have a great holiday season. We appreciate your time. We'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, Keith. Take care, man.
Yeah.
All right,
Keith Smith breaking it down for
Good
us.
stuff as always, man. Good stuff as always. And the thing about it, the thing that stood out to me what he said, after the new year, things are about to, because right now everybody's, Danny Ainge is asking 2 first-rounders for John Collins and things like that. As you get closer to the deadline, these teams looking to move these players are going to get more and more desperate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about it. If you're the Pelicans, you can't go past the trade deadline with Brandon Ingram on your roster, can you? There's no way, right? Because you're not going to pay him the money. He's like
you have
one
to
of your.
Almost give him
you
away.
You got to get something, and I think teams know that with him.
Of course.
And I think teams know that with a number of these players out here. And so you're not going to make your best offer right now.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to try to lowball it and see what you can get. Think about that real quick. Sorry to cut you off, Whitey.
No, we're good.
I mean, for the Warriors to get Schroeder for that, no offense to Melton, but he's hurt.
Right.
And 2 second-rounders, it just didn't make sense.
If the NBA draft were held right now, do you know where the Kings would be?
Why you got to bring that up?
Well, because he mentioned teams pivoting, playoff to ping pong balls.
Let me think. Let me see if I would guess.
I saw this
I'd
today,
probably say like the 9th best odds or something like that.
They'd be 11th.
11th.
And
okay.
then, you'd be in the lottery.
Okay.
Yeah. So obviously you want to turn things around. And the thing is, you would keep that pick.
You would keep that pick.
And it does seem like it is something that can hamstring the Kings, given that whole issue with Herter coming from Atlanta. It hadn't conveyed what you owe them yet. And so you can't trade the things that you might owe them.
Right.
And it's a number of things here.
Right, exactly. And if you were to look at the Kings' most valuable draft pieces, like let's say they miss out on the playoffs and a top 12 pick, that's a valuable trade chip.
Right.
But you don't know you're going to have that.
Right.
Like,
2026,
the following year, you can't trade that.
Right.
The 2 seconds you talked about, Whitey.
Right.
So their draft picks for the next 3 years are pretty much tied up.
Are tied.
Damn.
Yeah. Unless if you have a good year this year,
it
conveys. Good as you hope, it conveys.
Then it unlocks
the
following years for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of trade rumors, did you see who is, according to reports, looking at Zach LaVine now?
I did see this.
It surprised me.
Hold on, don't tell me, because I was just thinking, team we just played the other night, Denver.
The Denver Nuggets?
And Michael Porter would go back to Chicago? It don't make sense to me.
I understand they want someone who is better at creating his own shot.
Right.
But still, he makes so much money. And then they like Michael Porter. The story also said, they like Michael Porter. They're interested in extending him. Well, then I don't know why in the world would they want Zach LaVine?
And I think Michael Porter fits perfectly. Zach LaVine, to me, is a carbon copy of Jamal Murray, almost. I don't like that fit. I understand they need more reliable scoring and everything.
Add Zach LaVine, okay.
But
I don't even know how you do that.
Porter's really, really, really good. And And then they were talking about also draft compensation, maybe going back to Chicago, Porter and a pick. And I'm like, I love Zach LaVine, but nah, that's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Big Zach LaVine fan. But it doesn't make sense for Denver to do that move.
Where are you right now with Kyle Kuzma?
You know where I'm at. Whatever it takes to move things forward, meaning become closer to a contender. You know what I mean? Like, could Kuzma come here and be a sixth man? You know what I mean? Could he come here and be our Vinnie Johnson, our Manu Ginobili, whoever it may be that you want to name, our last year's Malik Monk, Naz Reid in Minnesota? You know, I look at, Boston I bring up a lot. They're six man. Like, at one point, Derek White was coming off the bench, and then he became so good, you got to start him. But, like, I don't know what it would take to give up. Like, what would you have to give? I love all these players, Whitey. But now you got to tell me, what am I giving up for Kyle Kuzma? Does Washington want 2 first?
Yeah.
Like, how much do you give up for Kuzma?
What's your best guess here of how teams view Keon Ellis? And I love Keon Ellis. I don't want to trade Keon Ellis, but for the right deal, if he has some value on the trade market, I might be willing to do it. I like Keon Ellis, and it's something I've been thinking.
I don't know.
How do other teams look at him?
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest.
They see him as a guy like, wow, he should be playing more there. We're going to play him a lot more here. Or
you know what? That one is
overachiever?
something I haven't talked to anybody about. Keon Ellis, and that's a good question right there, because here's the thing, though. Isn't his value to us pretty high too, though?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talk about on-ball defense. Who did he play, 28 minutes the other night? And so I don't know how other teams view
his
view
plus
Keon.
minus is off the charts, right?
Off the charts, right? And his offense starting to come around too.
I heard that somewhere. I heard.
Right?
It's to get something you want, it's probably going to hurt a little bit, huh?
Yeah, that's the thing, man. And I'm attached to all these guys and travel with them, hotel practices and things like that. But let's keep it real. I was attached to Tyrese Halliburton too, and we made that move. And so it's the nature of the business. It sucks. But the players understand that. They know that as well. But, I remember when we traded Tyrese, how emotional that was. Dude, it was only here a year and a half. Like, letting HP
I was
go.
emotional.
You were emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, what are we doing? Tyrese he wants to be here. And so whatever move, if they do make a move, for me, it's going to hurt. If they move any players, it's going to hurt. Like, Kevin Huerter is my guy.
Mm-hmm.
He owes me a pair of 13s. Kev, if you listening, don't forget, I need them Kobe reverse Grinches 13s, big fella. He owes me that. But, Trey Lyles, I like these guys. And so I wish it was 2K where we could just add somebody without, having to move anybody away.
Yeah, coming up, De'Aaron Fox and Draymond Green debate the beam. You hear about that?
I did. That was good stuff.
Yeah, we'll have that for you next on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Another cool and foggy start Thursday morning. Valley temperatures in the mid-40s. That fog will lift to just some low overcast with highs in the upper 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
It's the year-end event right now at Folsom Lake Kia with huge year-end savings, low finance rates, and zero-down deals with approved credit. Come see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Seasons change, but if you hope to stay healthy, your body needs to stay active year-round, whether that's in the gym or on the trail or at work, and that's where the Good Feet store can help. Good Feet's personalized arch support system supports all 4 arches, relieving pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back. And Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or stop in for a free fitting. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join MediShare and save even more than usual. For many families, joining MediShare means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people, obviously. But what's more, MediShare members like it a lot. Their satisfaction rate is 98%. Imagine that. And MediShare is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing. If you join before December 31st and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is December 31st. So call now and you'll save even more. Here's the number, 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE, 877-26-BIBLE.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I've had my all-electric SUV for a little more than a year, and I continue to love it day after day. In fact, me and my daughter, we were just on vacation not too long ago, and we rented a car while we were on the trip, and my daughter said, Dad, I like your car better. I turned to her and said, honey, you know what? I like it better as well, and I couldn't wait to get back home to my Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. You know, at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, they are more than just a dealership. They're a partner you can trust throughout the entire ownership of your luxury vehicle. Whether it's a refined C-Class or a versatile SUV lineup, your perfect Mercedes-Benz is there waiting for you. Plus, right now, you can enjoy 3.24% APR for up to 72 months on certified pre-owned models on approved credit. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is your trusted partner in luxury and reliability, and they've been doing it for more than 30 years. So head on down right now to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com.
At Makita, good enough is never enough. It's not just about the power and runtime of the tool. It's about the power and runtime of the pro. We obsess over fit, finish, and feel. Every detail, from coatings to contours, all to create tools that won't hold you back, so you can build more and never settle. If it's not right, don't put your name on it. Makita, available at the Home Depot.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip-off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. And participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Get huge year-end savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado now at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on select new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Now available with special financing lease in some of their offices.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports, C740.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Now let me paint y'all.
How much fun are we having today? We have this in the chat show. Karen Stegman asking, did I just see Brad Miller in the window? And she says, over Kyle's shoulder, Brad Miller. Now I'm imagining things. I think she's talking about Ramsey.
Ramsey, that might be the first time you've ever been confused with Brad Miller, big fella. God dang. Gee.
A Bears hat. Brad Miller would probably wear a Bears hat, right?
No, he would. He's a Midwest guy.
Yeah,
right?
I know he's a big Cubs fan.
Yeah, Indiana guy, right?
Yeah. And then, speaking of in the control room.
Yeah, Jay got a family in there? Where's she at?
Yeah. I don't want to put anybody on the spot or anything, but Jay's got family in there.
Why Drake slid like 10 feet back?
Yeah, so he's going to make his way in there to say hello to Jay's guest. Yeah, a safe space.
The way Drake slid back all the way to the window.
I know. Yeah.
It's out here. She don't even holler at me, man. Because she watching you work, man. She not gonna come in there and doing homework. Drake sit there just all about math and finals. Look at him. He on 1s and 2s.
Yeah,
he doing his
has your daughter ever been on the radio?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All
She
right.
has been on the radio.
All right.
Yeah, she has. Actually, she got on early. Like when I think she was barely able to talk almost good.
Really?
Like she might have been 2. And I was at Fox. And she used to, my daughter rock with me hard, you know, just like Quinn and Mr. Draper, and of course you're too. And she used to come to the studios because I used to do weekends.
Yeah.
So every now and then she'll come up there and they'd be like, no, put her on. I'm like, put her on. She can't talk. And then she turned 3 and they had her cut a couple spots and stuff, you know.
Nice. Yeah. So did that offended you that she was in there and we didn't?
No,
know
I mean,
I just happened to go in there for something, and she's got her headphones on and she's doing some
here's the
homework,
thing.
whatever. Yeah.
If Jay was a true friend, no, he would have brought her in like Drapes, Whitey, my daughter's here. Hi guys, because he talk about her on the show all the time.
Well, first of all, you guys are working. Concentrating.
Is that what you call this, man?
You eating lunch.
I know.
You know what I mean? You're working out.
I'm buying Christmas gifts.
Buying golf balls.
I mean, it's so much going on, man. Out of respect, I always keep it separate. You know how it is?
Yeah. Anytime you got family, though, man, you know how it is, man. Because you talk about her, and, I know she's in the cheer and everything.
Yeah.
And, It's actually my first time meeting her. So
Me too.
No.
Yeah.
You've been at plenty games.
Nah, bro.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I'm like long lost uncle that nobody talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going in here and introduce.
Well, that's my fault, man. I thought for sure you've met her plenty of times.
She's been a big part of our show without ever being on.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Naya?
Yes.
Yeah.
So welcome, Naya, and welcome, Brad Miller.
Yeah.
I know Brad Miller. Ramsey on his high flyer in person. Ramsey ain't got to be at work till 5:45, but he been here since 1. Why you here so early, dog?
He ain't talking, I guess, yet. He's chilling.
Right now.
Ramsey just hanging out, dude. You ain't getting overtime, kid.
Just gonna wait for this to blow over.
Right.
He might. I have no clue. You can ask him. His mic is up, but. Oh, he's got to put headphones. And he is on his hit returner action.
I know, right?
That is
He gotta get the headphones on and everything.
6 minutes to sit down, put his feet up.
He can hear you now, Traves.
Dog, why you here so early? I know you enjoy hanging with the fellas, but why you here so early?
Oh, are you not in program back there? Can you hear us?
Barely.
You might want to turn the volume up.
There you go. I got you.
There you go.
Why you here so early, big fella?
I don't like. First off, don't like to be late. Second off,
you don't want to be like Draper.
Come on now, man.
Second off, I was going to do everybody a favor, but I went to the Christmas party, and I just say,
all right.
Let's just say I'm here now.
Right, I get it. So because you were kind of in the area, downtown Christmas party.
Yeah, he was
dipped out a little early. Okay, I get it. I just was wondering.
I think he's on time, right? Because he doesn't have to be here till
5:30.
Yeah. That works. Since 1:30, man. It's all
always
good,
welcome.
Man.
I appreciate
it. You this is your second year Christmas, right? At this time slot.
Who, me? Yeah, us.
Yeah, for both of you, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this will be my 8th. I think this is my 7th year. 7th year in this time slot, right? And I've yet to go to a Christmas party.
You ain't go to a Christmas
Valentine's party? No, man, because we're here.
Yeah,
we're right in the time slot.
That's true.
And so Ramsey was going to do us a solid because they got the food and they got the food spewing out at the Christmas party, and he was going to help us out and bring it. But he got there early, and sound like the food wasn't displayed just yet because I checked in with a couple other people over there, and they got their feet up on the booth right now.
Would it be proper etiquette to request the day off so that you could attend the Christmas party?
Are you asking us, or are you asking?
No, but
you be asking us. We out.
No, but here's the question: do you got to use vacation or not? Because everybody that's there right now, they not using vacation or time off.
You're right.
Would we, in terms of requesting, or do we just get it off like everybody else? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a good question.
Tough. That's a good question, right?
Let me put that in and see if I can get an answer.
I was talking to Brian Hanratty, one of our sales guys, today. This was at about 10 o'clock. He's like, Drapes, you going to the holiday party, Christmas party? I was like, damn, that's today. Like, I had no idea what's going on. Then I walk in here.
Nobody's here.
Ghost. Like, the lights are off downstairs. I'm like, damn, what are they doing, man? And who has a Christmas party during work hours?
Oh, that's radio.
People who want to get off air. I mean, get off of
like the
work?
Kings. Ours is Saturday night. At Golden One Center.
Well, that's why I said 3 o'clock. There you go.
No, it was this last Saturday.
Right.
Yeah, they already had it.
It was this last Saturday.
Did you go?
Nah, that's not my thing, man. I'm not. I see enough of people at work. You know what I mean? I don't want to go hang out with you then to do what? Talk about work? Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear
you. They might people in there, but nah, I'm good.
Have you ever been to the holiday parties where they have them like in January? I've been to those.
What?
Yeah, well, they say people are too busy during the holidays, so we'll have our holiday gathering like January 20th or something.
Damn.
I think at this station is a long time ago, but this station is. Yeah.
Are you still in that festive mood or anything?
I mean, it's kind of nice to have something then, but it doesn't, and then they put up decorations and stuff. It's like, no,
it's like
almost
we on the Easter and Valentine's Day. I will say at NBC Sports Boston, we used to have our holiday parties at a club in the casino. And that I did attend a few of those. And it's literally one of those holiday parties that you see on like comedy TV shows where these people are hooking up. This person's kissing this person. This guy is,
serious?
Yeah, bro. Because you at the club in the casino. It's like you forget that, you know what? You still with coworkers, but people open bar.
Yeah. Okay. Kind of similar.
Okay.
One of the places I used to work at, won't name the place, and kind of the same thing. This was in Los Angeles. This was not Fox, by the way. So it's another place.
Okay.
Another television station. And they had back-to-back Christmas and New Year's parties. And the reason why they had two is the Christmas party was, I guess, was such, great fun times at a local, how can I say this? Let's just say a local establishment, a lounge, so to say, right? It was such a hit with all the employees that the company rented out a resort in Orange County for 2 days for the weekend.
2 days?
Saturday and Sunday. And you had to check out Sunday. And then they had like a going away walkout party, right?
Wow.
And when I say there were some reprimands, there were some pretty close to being fired. There were some things going on that weekend that people couldn't talk. And I was like, why would you? But as the company, why would you set yourself up like that?
I think that's one reason why companies are having the parties at 3:00 in the afternoon on.
Yes.
Yeah.
No alcohol and all. Yeah, you get all the lemonade you want.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything has happened here.
No, for sure.
At another station years ago, we had a producer. He's a friend of mine to this day. He was a really good producer. He went to the Christmas party. We didn't go because we're doing the show or whatever. A couple days later, get ready for the show with him. Someone comes in and says, "Hey, we got to talk to you." He was gone. That was it, because he said something, I think, at the Christmas party.
Oh, shoot. He got in trouble?
I honestly don't know what it was, but it was like,
but it's
go on. Dude, it was a reality show for 2 days in a row at a resort.
But within reason, shouldn't what happens, because everybody's going to do a little something they probably regret. As long as it's not crossing that major line.
Company, these are the rules at work, and you must adhere to them here at the party, even though we have liquor flowing.
Right. Open bar and everything.
It's like a trap.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's why you don't go.
A setup.
That's why I've never been to one. I've never been to a holiday party given by my employer.
Never, Jay?
Never.
Damn.
Nope. For whatever reason, more times than not, I'm like on the show that the time kind of intersects, and if it was like the weekend resort situation, I was like, that's bad business. That's already, like you said, a trap. That was a setup. I smelled that a mile away.
I don't drink, but who's the person you want to go, you know what? I'd have a drink with you, or I ain't having a drink with this dude. You know what I mean? Like Steve the Boss, for instance.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, wait a minute.
I'm just saying, where would Steve fall in? I like Steve.
Steve's not even at the party, and you're falling into the trap.
Right. Just slow down there, player. Slow down.
I'm just saying.
But there are a few people that I actually enjoy.
Okay, well, we'll leave them.
I'll keep it that way.
Everybody under the roof here.
Right.
We'll have a lemonade or a sweet tea or Pepsi or Cola or whatever.
Like Jose.
Okay.
I know. Let me stop.
Looks like you and me doing each other.
Yeah. Drapes will be off the next couple of weeks.
Man. Let me stop. I'm sorry.
Drapes, I was thinking, somebody asked me this real quick. This was, I can't remember who it was. Of course, once people find out who you are, they have tons of questions about shows, what's going on. So someone's asking me about you, and they're like, "Hey, I know Drapes doesn't drink, but what's his drink of choice?" And I'm like, every place that I've went, everywhere I've been with Drapes, even outside of here, he drinks soda to the best of my knowledge. Like I've seen him in social atmospheres drink soda.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think it's just a Coke. Am I right in that?
If I'm out at a bar, I'll order like a non-alcoholic mojito or something like that.
I felt like I've never seen that.
Nah.
Maybe I haven't.
They don't have mint at the establishments we've been at, big fella.
That's true.
They ain't got the Jay, they ain't got the mint in those kind of places, bro.
So is it Coke?
Coke. So I'll go with Diet Coke.
Yeah, okay, that's why I was like, I thought it's Coke.
But I think I might have told this story with you guys before. When I first stopped drinking and I'm in Ireland, I go to the bar. Hey man, what do people who don't drink? And he's like, non-alcoholic beer. And I was like, and I've never been a beer drinker. I tried non-alcoholic beer.
O'Doul's?
Oh, Beck's,
come on.
Beck's, yeah. I tried it and I didn't like it.
No, come on.
No,
man.
but Jay, I tried it. But psychologically, the fact that it looked like beer made it easier for me to operate in the situation. So that's why, so that's why I get the non-alcoholic mojito now, because it looks like a drink and everything, but it's not. So
wow,
that's my drink.
That's interesting.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Whitey, what would it be? Is it Pepsi? Do you go? Is that the drink of choice? Like you going that
stock
way?
it now?
Yeah, probably. Sure. Yeah.
It was interesting, I don't remember where I was, but I felt like I was, somewhere, probably at my daughter's game or something. And someone would ask me about what is Drape's drink, and I'm like, Coke, I think.
Yeah.
Every time I hear it's Coke, and I'm like, nah.
Because that's what everybody got. Everybody
that's
has
true.
that.
That's true.
Unless
it's Pepsi or something.
But I will say the mocktails are like,
they be good sometimes.
They be good. And a lot of places already have that on the menu. You know what I mean? Like a mocktail section. Matter of fact, I'm part of a Facebook group.
Oh, really?
Non-alcoholic group.
That's pretty
and
cool.
they're like booking events, like non-alcoholic wine tastings at Total Wine or something like that. And so it's becoming a thing, man.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, a little fellowship out there like that. Yep.
Let's go.
Yep. But man, when I did drink, Maker's Mark, that was like bourbon or whiskey. That was the go-to.
And how long ago we're talking about now?
Coming up on 8 years in March. Yeah, how about that? Yep, March 9th.
Man, salute to you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
That's big time, man.
Yeah. Oh, our boy Family Slagle giving me some tips out there. Flora Luna. You guys, anybody ever heard of that?
No, it's a character in a Harry Potter movie.
Right, Flora. I'm going to look that up right now. Flora Luna. Where at, though? In Sac, I guess? Is it a bar or something, or? I don't know. I'm going to look it up, but thank you, Family Slagle, friend of the show.
You just dropped the name and then put no context?
No, yeah.
I'm guessing it's a non-alcoholic beverage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right.
I don't know. Here's what we know. We know that De'Aaron Fox was on the Draymond Green podcast yesterday. We talked about what Draymond said about his future in Sacramento. And, anytime he mentions that race, we got to talk about it. But
let's talk about it, right? Yeah, we've hammered that, right? Yeah.
We all know where that is.
We were on that yesterday.
Yes. We were on that weeks ago.
Yep.
He also talked to Draymond about the matter of the beam. And it turns out Draymond, like a lot of other visiting players, not a big fan of the beam.
How did they introduce that beam to you? Did they come to you with the idea? Did they light it and y'all was like, dope? Like, what did you think of it at first initially?
So this was not last year, the year before. The year we actually made the playoffs. We were playing in the preseason, and they'd never said anything about it. We're playing in LA. We ended up beating the Lakers, but I think we lost our first preseason game, so no one knew anything about it. And during the preseason game, we won, and they just tweeted "like the beam," and then it was a picture of a beam coming out the top of Golden One. So that's how we learned about it the same way everybody else learned about it. And at first, it was a gimmick, and everybody was like, "Oh, how long is this going to last?" And then it started becoming a thing. Fans really started liking it, and other people started hating it. So I think that was the reason that they really kept it, is because other people started hating it. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's a gimmick, blah blah blah." But I think it's been dope. It's a cool thing. You drive around the city, and you go to a random restaurant, and they got some type of beer called the Beam, or they got a poster with a damn beam on it. So it's been cool for the city. And obviously we have the baseball team here this year, and we have we just got an MLS team, but for as long as people can remember, it's just been the Kings. So being able to have that for a city that only had one professional team has been dope. And I think it just brings the city together. So if other people hate it, man, that makes me like it even more.
There you go. Okay. That's genuine.
Right.
That's
right.
not they when we win, they play.
And that's not Royale. You know what I mean? That's not De'Aaron's reaction to Royale. And the fact that Draymond hates it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I say boost the wattage up even more, so he could see it from his crib in the Bay Area.
Yeah. Well, that's what he said. He said he had to stare at it all night after they lost in the playoffs.
Yeah. Out the hotel room there.
Yeah.
I think it's here to stay, man. And the opposing team may hate it, but it's clear our guys love it. And not only do they love the beam, they love lighting the beam. at midcourt. Doug McDermott, remember in the Utah game, he had the chance to actually do that. DeMar DeRozan, his first game, he was looking forward to it.
DeMar DeRozan at his introductory press conference kept mentioning
the beam.
Seeing it on TV.
It's a thing. Yes, exactly. It's a thing. And so I think it's here to stay, man. We just got to light it a little bit more often.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, there's people that pop up in the chat zone on the text line. They say, yeah, other teams don't like the beam, and that's why the Kings don't win as many home games. Because
that's ridiculous.
Because players on the other team
give them motivation.
Yes, they're motivated to keep the Kings from lighting the beam.
Nah, that's ridiculous. I'm not buying that. I mean, you know, if that's what it takes to motivate you, still you got to play the game. If I'm Sacramento, if I'm the Kings, it motivates me to kick your butt because I know you don't like the beam. And I love the fact that when we go on the road, the road crowd, you know, our fans make the trip to LA and you can hear light the beam. It's a thing. It's a movement. Yes. We got to keep it.
Yes.
We got to keep it.
Draymond also asked De'Aaron Fox about the team's defense and how, you know, Mike Brown, as Draymond knows all too well, is a great defensive coach. So Draymond asked De'Aaron Fox about Mike Brown and the Kings defense.
He lost whatever hair he had left, wherever it is. I think personnel is a thing. Like we're one of those smaller teams. Obviously, we have a legit shot blocker. So like you're fighting against kind of construction. Like you can't, obviously you're only as good as your personnel a lot of the time. So for us, you know, we throw out different things and different looks, try to, you know, muck the game up, try to change the way that people see us. You know, I might guard somebody, then Keegan might guard somebody, then Keon might guard somebody. But I think he's making do with what, you know, he's got. And we've been better defensively this year. I think we were like 11 for a while, and then we had a bad stretch, drops like 20. I think we're hovering around like 14, 15 right now. But obviously he one day he comes up to me, he's like, hands me a paper. I'm like, what the f is this? And it showed the past 20 champions what they were rated in defense in the regular season, what they were rated in defense in the playoffs. And I think the worst was like the 0-2 Lakers that were like 20th, I think, during the season. But then they were the number one defensive team in the playoffs. But this is after they already won a championship, so they knew what it was like. So they just the regular season, in the playoffs, they could flip that switch. And he's like, that's the only team that wasn't in the top 10 that won a championship that year. So he's trying to make it work. And he, as you know, me as the leader and the head of the snake, and a lot of times I'm the guy picking up as the point of attack defender. He's like, this is what we have to get to if we want to win. Our offense can be as good as it can be, but until we go out there consistently, can guard somebody, we're not gonna win.
Really interesting the way De'Aaron talked about. He's making the best of what he has to work with. Right? Here's the part of Mike Brown as a defensive coach that, in my opinion, a lot of Kings fans, those who are Mike Brown detractors, they don't get. I think some people can look at the Kings defensively and say, wow, Mike Brown's supposed to be this great coach. They should be better defensively. I don't know about you, Kyle. I look at this team and say, they don't have a lot of good defenders. He's done a really good job getting them to play defense as well as they are playing it. Right. And that's also why he recognizes that has to continue to get better, or they are not going to accomplish anything. And that's why after they lost to the Nuggets, it wasn't, wow, they really played well. It's like, no, they have to pay attention to the little details. They're not good enough not to.
Yeah.
And he does a great job getting this team to play defense. As De'Aaron said, you know, the old term is you junk it up. We're not great on defense, so we got to try different things. That's what they're doing, and they've had a lot of success.
And we also got to give, you know, Mike some credit regarding De'Aaron Fox and unleashing, you know, the great defense that we're seeing from De'Aaron Fox. He's challenged him. You know, a lot of times with star players, especially guards, you know, that it's all about scoring. Like Dame Lillard ain't being challenged to be a two-way player. You know, Steph Curry not being challenged to be a two-way player. But Mike, and because of his defensive mind and his belief, he talked about it, you know, seeing De'Aaron Fox way back in an AAU event at a camp. He knew De'Aaron could be elite defensively. With that being said, Whitey, to your point, we don't have any Marcus Smarts or any, you know, Dylan Brooks or whoever, the good to great on-ball defenders, Draymond Green, whoever it is, Rudy, like whatever the player. So it has to be a collective, you know what I mean? And when you talk about our defense, and I haven't looked at the latest defensive rating, the fact that we're 14th without elite perimeter stoppers or a shot blocker, like, that's pretty damn good.
I agree.
That's pretty damn good for this team.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. When we come back, which of the top 30 players on the trade market is the best fit for the Kings? That's next on Sack Town Sports.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at PrestigioJewelers.com. Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
I'm Craig Ashton with the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. It may sound contradictory for a personal injury firm to wish you a safe holiday season, but we at Ashton & Price wish that no one has to suffer an injury in an automobile collision. But if you're an accident injury victim, you can lean on Ashton & Price to do all the legal legwork and introduce you to the best medical care providers in the area. So during this holiday season, you can focus on your health and your family. So from all of us at Ashton & Price, we advise you to have the happiest and safest of holidays.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
It makes sense, though, right?
It's Kids
It
Day
makes
a new
sense,
one?
but I don't believe what the league trying to put
Kids
out.
Day since the Monarchs were here.
And why would you do Kids Day on the second night of it back-to-back?
Yeah,
why not just do Kids Day when it's not a back-to-back?
Right, a whole nother day.
When it's just could have did it the Utah Jazz game that
Or
Sunday.
have the Kids Day on the first day and then
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds a little funny.
Well, that's what your guy says.
I'm not saying I'm not the source. I'm saying the reason is the problem.
Yeah.
I'm not believing the reason.
Yeah.
That sounds a little funny.
Yeah.
Is that a Kings thing or a league thing?
Sounds like a Kings thing.
It's a Kings thing?
but we're really not sure.
Yeah, I think it's a Kings thing. Yeah.
You might have to get some clarification on that. I might have to text
who should
President John or something.
Yeah, call John Reinhardt.
That don't
Text him
even
up
sound
real
right.
quick. Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Jay, you want to do it, or you want me to do it, or
that's what
It'd be nice to have the evenings free on during the holidays.
Yeah,
Go out and
I
do
get
things.
it. I get it. And
Yeah.
maybe you want to spend time with family, and people said Christmas shopping and
Right.
things like that.
Right.
And so let's text John Reinhardt. I'll
Do your
that.
holiday shopping at the Doco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me do that. John Reinhardt right here.
It's Christmas season. Also, the NBA trade season is upon us. This is from The Athletic by Sam Vicini. NBA trade board, the top 30 names on the trade market. Let's see how far we have to get before we get a guy who, according to Sam Vicini, is the best fit for the Kings because he has best fits for each player. Number 1 is Jimmy Butler. Best fits, according to Sam Vicini, Warriors, Rockets, Grizzlies, Suns. By the way, there's a report that there's mutual interest between the Suns and Jimmy Butler, but they'd probably have to trade Bradley Beal to do that. Number 2 is Zach LaVine. Best fits, again, according to Sam Vicini, Magic, Rockets, Nuggets, Heat. How is he going to fit anywhere with that contract value at $43.1 million?
Yeah, that don't make sense. Yeah.
Number 3, Cameron Johnson. My God. Best
high on him.
fits. Thunder, Mavericks, Lakers, Grizzlies, Cavaliers. Number 4, B.I., Brandon Ingram. Best fits. Trailblazers, Wizards, Nets, Hornets, Clippers. Again, that doesn't mean this is correct, but it's Sam's opinion. DeAndre Hunter. You like DeAndre Hunter, don't you?
Yeah, big deal.
Number 5.
He's not getting traded.
Let's see here. They have a trade value, first round pick or equivalent value.
Not getting traded.
Hawks are thought by other teams to be very open to discussing their highly paid veterans as they start to skew younger around a core of Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, and Zachary Risache. He has been good this year. They have best fits, Cavaliers, Pistons, Grizzlies, Timberwolves. Number 6, Bogdan Bogdanovic. Best fits, Magic, Sixers, Raptors, Warriors, Nuggets. And here we go. Number 7 on the big board, trade board, Bruce Brown. Best fits, according to Sam Vicini, Lakers, Jazz, Pacers, Kings. I believe he is the only player in this top 30 who is, according to Sam Vicini, a best fit for
the Sacramento Kings.
What do you think of the fit?
I like a 3-and-D guy.
I do too.
I like it.
Not going to help you much size-wise.
Yeah, that's the thing. And where does he play? Whose spot is he taking? You know what I mean? Is he our 6th man? Is he 7th man? I like him as a player, but how come he hasn't been playing this season? Is it what they say?
The season just started. So, yeah, I think he's been hurt.
Yeah, he's been hurt, right? Yeah. So, I don't know. It's
the only real flaw with Brown's game as a role player, he's an inconsistent shooter who doesn't get guarded regularly on the perimeter in catch and shoot situations. Other than that, he's effective across the board. I think he's a fine player. I've been an admirer for a long time. I don't think he is a good fit for the Kings.
You don't think so?
As you say, you already have all these guards.
Right.
And I want someone who can shoot, 3-and-D. I need someone who can shoot and defend, and I need a little size. And if they got him somehow, it's like, wow, that's going to help. But I think there are other guys that are much better fits.
Yeah.
And I have nothing against him.
I agree with you. I agree. It's if we didn't get DeMar maybe or something like that, but that's not the position right now. We need some size and length. And when I say, length, it could be a 3-man or a 4-man, like a DeAndre Hunter, somebody with a good wingspan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some good size to him, not an undersized, guard or backcourt player.
And his contract value, Bruce Brown, is $23 million. Dorian Finney-Smith is $14.9 million. Drapes, $14.9 million. He does have a player option, $15.4 next year. That'll be an interesting decision. He makes shots from threes. He's already hit 42.2% from distance this season. He's got a little bit of size. He can play center. He's not a big rebounder, but I see a guy like that to me is a good fit because he defends too.
What's his contract situation?
$14.9 million this year, and then a player option next year for $15.4.
You think he picks that up or opts out?
I think he opts out.
Okay, so you're talking 1 year rental or half a season rental?
Maybe.
What are you having to give up for that? First round pick? Seconds?
Yeah. Late. This is what Sam Vicini says: late first rounder or multiple good second rounders.
I don't know if I give up a first. Well, because here's the thing, Whitey. Our first for the next couple years are tied up.
Right.
So now you're talking, 25, 26, 2027 first? Like, damn, when are we going to get our own draft picks?
Right.
You know what I mean? What if this one conveys, then you get 26, got to give up 27? I don't know. I'm kind of at a point where I think you were last week, not wanting to give up. Not maybe wanting to give up unless it's something that's really going to move the needle for me.
Yeah. If I could give up, multiple good second rounders. The problem with my second rounders is they're so far down the road, you don't know if they're good second rounders or not.
Yeah.
Because you can't trade the ones that are tied up in the Herter deal. If I could get them for second rounders, I'd be a little bit giddy about that. I would like that.
Yeah, I agree. Like, to me, maybe I'm in the minority, I'm not a huge fan of you got to hang on to these second round. Like, to me, second round picks are to be used how Golden State used them, going to get a player, not, trying to score a Jokic in the draft at 41. The odds of that happening.
I'm with you.
So, but if you can use 2 second round picks to get a guy like that, I would be on it.
Look at the success the Kings have had with guys who weren't even drafted.
Right.
So a second rounder, to me, if someone wants that, I'm like, that's great. Oh, I don't know if I want to trade that to you. I don't want it.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, think about it. Like you said, some of the players that we've gotten undrafted.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my boy Boogie Ellis with the Stockton kid. Hopefully he, eventually makes a showing on the big stage. But there's a lot of talent out there. Like, going from pick 50 to undrafted, there's not that much of a difference, Whitey, in terms of talent among those players.
Yeah,
I think.
Right.
Yeah.
This guy could really help the Kings, couldn't he? And I give you full credit. You're the one that mentioned first.
Yeah.
Larry Nance Jr., $11.2 million salary. It's an expiring. He's shooting this year from 3. It's very good. Let's see. Where is it? He's at, I think he's at 37% this year from 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's hit 37% from 3. That's since 2019-20.
Ooh.
Passes well, makes quick decisions. That's what this you have to be able to do that to play in this offense. The ball never sticks in his hands. Finishes efficiently around the rim.
Yeah.
Picks his spots well. Constantly in the right position defensively. Rotates exceptionally well.
You love that.
Is always available for his teammate. Get him.
Yes.
Go get him.
Yes. I'm with you. I think Larry Nance Jr., I think I said he was like one of my,
You did.
Like, so yeah, I
hadn't
all
thought
in
about
on
him.
this guy.
You mentioned him. It's like, yes.
If it, what are they saying? Picks maybe? Or what do we know?
Second rounders. Come on.
Sign me
Come
up.
on.
That's the guy right there. At that price?
Yes.
That's a no-brainer.
He's 31, but that's all
nothing.
right.
That's nothing.
He helps you right away. You make that deal, you are better,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, I agree. This is a bona fide NBA player, a bona fide rotation player that could do a little bit of everything.
Would you take him over, and he's 12th on this list, 13th is your guy, John Collins.
I mean, I'd have to look at, consider the salary situation in the contract.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
$11.2 million for Larry Nance and John Collins, 26.6.
Yes. I mean, it's a big difference right there. And so for that reason, if I could get John Collins for second rounders, I'm taking John Collins.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can.
Second rounders and salary matching, according to Sam Vicini. Yeah,
See,
doesn't mean he's right.
Yeah, I don't know. If I can get Larry Nance for only second rounders, And then obviously you got to throw some salary in, but ideally it's players that maybe you can are kind of expendable, but
they're going to get somebody, Drapes.
They got to, right? You feeling it now, right, Whitey?
I don't know who, but there's too many guys that are readily available that can help you.
I'm with you on that. And the thing about it too is these are guys that are not expensive options. Everybody's talking about the Ingrams and the Levines. That's too costly. We're not going to do. But these guys, you're talking second rounders. Come on now. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Make it happen, Monty. Yeah, when we come back, hold on now. Did you hear what the Hornets did last night to a young fan?
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know what's happening.
That's coming up next on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Another cool and foggy start Thursday morning. Valley temperatures in the mid-40s. That fog will lift to just some low overcast with highs in the upper 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
DC here, and if you've been thinking about a new car, don't miss year-end savings at Folsom Lake Kia. Hurry in for low payments and zero-down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. And get this, Napoleon Grill's Black Friday Cyber Mondays include a limited time $300 off their top-selling Phantom Grill and 15% off all gas, kettle, and travel grills. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you happy holidays. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Well, this isn't right. Maybe you've heard about this. Charlotte Hornets are apologizing profusely for giving a PlayStation 5 to a 13-year-old fan on the court during a skit. There you go. Kid was elated. Then the camera stopped rolling, and they take it away from him. So the Hornets said in a statement released today, and actually I guess it was yesterday they released a statement. During Monday night's game, there was an on-court skit that missed the mark. The skit included bad decision-making and poor communication. Simply put, we turned the ball over and we apologize. We have reached out to the family and are committed to not only making it right, but to exceeding expectations. So the Hornets said they returned the PS5 to the fan and they will give him a VIP experience for a future game.
I don't get it. Why would they pull it back? Why would they take it away? And they gave the kid a jersey, right? Yeah. They said, give me the PS5. All right, here's a jersey.
Yeah.
Somebody want that jersey unless it's Melo.
Right? Unless it's Melo, right?
What team was it? Oh, no, it was Minnesota did something like this on court. I'm not sure when, but I've seen the video. And it was Crunch was out there, the mascot and the host. And there was a kid they brought out, and he had a Kings shirt on. And they gave him like a PS5, and then Crunch shook his head.
Because
Crunch says he's not giving it to a Kings fan.
And he was serious?
It looked, I don't know what happened. They took it away, and the kid was like, oh, man.
Right.
I don't know.
That's tough.
I don't know if this was similar to that. It's funny. Somebody talked to the guy's uncle. He took the boy to the game, and the uncle says that a Hornets staffer approached them early, asked if they'd like to participate in an on-court moment. And then before they went on the court, a staff member told the uncle, okay, your nephew's not going to get to keep the gift.
They told him that.
Skit.
All right.
And so he was confused. And after his nephew left the court with a PS5, a staff member came over and confiscated the console. And the boy was confused and disappointed. And then they ended up like giving him a jersey. And the uncle says, look, if we just went out there and they gave him a jersey, he'd have been thrilled. But instead, they gave him this thing.
Right. And
they took away from him.
Yeah. But the uncle knew he wasn't going to be able to keep the PS5.
Apparently,
right?
Yes.
The
staff
kid
member
didn't
told
know?
Phillips his nephew would not get to keep his gift, but didn't explain what the gift was or inform the boy that it was only a skit.
And it's just, it doesn't make sense from an organization standpoint. Why have the PS5 out there anyway?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to intend on him keeping it, is that just people get more excited over a PS5 or something? Or I don't get the bit. Like, I don't get the,
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make sense.
Against the law too, fellas.
Yeah, that's true.
That's something that we get, flambasted here
at
Sac
sure,
Sports
right?
1140 about making sure if you're going to give something away, you got to get it okay, promotionally, all that type of stuff. And it's against the law to throw out a prize and then take it back. So come on, Charlotte, y'all got to do better than that.
I know what you're saying, though, Drapes. You look at this, it's like, what were they trying to
do?
Bad idea or not, what were they even thinking?
Yeah, like what? How did PS5 even become involved?
Mm-hmm.
Like the uncle said, if it just would have been a jersey, everybody would have been excited about
jersey.
that. LaMelo, yeah, exactly. Your boy LaMelo. And like everybody would have been excited. So it doesn't make sense why the PS5 was even involved.
Mm-hmm. The mascot, Hugo the Hornet, dressed as Santa, pulls a PS5 out of the bag, gives it to the surprise boy. Then the Hornets took it away from the fan after the cameras turned off, and a staffer then gave him a jersey. So it almost sounds like they just, here, we're going to do this bit that looks good. You don't get that, but we'll give you this jersey. Maybe somebody in the back was like, that's my PS5.
Right. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a bad look for that organization.
Really bad.
Like,
so
who
avoidable.
approved that? Like,
yeah.
Why would you think it was okay to, we're going to, especially a kid too. Like Jay said, first of all, it's against the law. You can't say we're going to have this contest, announce it, and then, nope, sorry, we lied.
Mm-hmm.
But then a kid at that?
Yeah. The boy was confused and disappointed. Cheerleaders, dancers, and other team staff members standing nearby were also shocked he could not keep the item, according to the uncle.
Yeah.
If they would have did like you're on a naughty list, like, the mascot walks over the naughty list and shows it and kind of takes it away, then you slide to the back. Here you go, young fella. Like, there had to be a bit to it.
Right.
They just might have didn't execute it properly.
They didn't. Yeah. It had to, like
might have been a Jay Triano, play draw up that was perfect, and the execution wasn't there.
Oh man, yeah, that's a bad look. And here's the thing, Jay, not to diss the Hornets and your
how could you not?
No,
Yeah,
but they need all the goodwill they can get. They need all the fan engagement and support. They don't need bad publicity like this. Like, shoot, they should have gave away 50 jerseys, 50 PS5s or something like that. Like, to do this to a kid, it's just bad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Really bad. The other end of the spectrum there as far as treating fans the right way. And thank you, Jay, for sending this along.
Oh, Jay.
Drapes, what do you think of this? The value menu at Phoenix Suns games. Hot dog, normally $9, $2.
Jay know where I'm about to go with this.
I already know. This past weekend, I was like, what? Drake go here?
Go ahead, Whitey. Just set it up.
16-ounce Dasani water, $8.50 normally, $2.
That's a good price.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good price.
16-ounce fountain soda, $6.50
that
normally,
sounds yummy.
$2. A bag of chips normally
$7.
Is that the Costco bag?
Oh, right.
$2. And then finally a bag of popcorn, normally $7 is now. $2 is part of the $2 value menu for fans at Phoenix Suns games.
I think every stadium should have a value menu. Fast food restaurants got a value menu. You know what I mean? Restaurants got happy hour deals. How come stadiums don't? A hot dog for $9. Me and Jay went somewhere. I ain't going to throw anybody under the bus. I'm going to keep it PC.
That's not the Draper I know. Okay, but go ahead.
We're in the city of trees. I want to support local.
We got love from
exactly. They took care of us. But we were at an event this past weekend and, trying to get the kids, some dinner. It's about 7:00 or so, something like that. And so I slide him off with a 20 spot. Mm-hmm. I gave him a 20. I'm like, make sure you bring the change back. So Nick and Quinn, they go to the concession stands and they come back. And Quinn had nachos and Nick had a hot dog. I'm like, dang, y'all didn't get a drink? They said, Dad, we didn't have enough to get a drink. I was like, how much was everything? Nick was like, this hot dog was $7. And me and Jay looked at each other like, dog, it wasn't even a ballpark.
No, it wasn't.
The long length bun kind of. It wasn't even that, bro.
Wasn't even coming out the bread. It was more bread than meat.
$7. I'm like, at most, that's a $3 hot dog. Like
it was like a Jimmy Dean sausage.
It really was. Like
bread was linked.
It was $7, and Quinn got the nachos, which were like $11 or something. And don't get me started on Jay. Did you see those nachos?
Yeah, I did. I know you.
I'm like, when I'm thinking nachos, I'm thinking, all right, you got the chips, you got the cheese, maybe you got some jalapenos on it, some tomatoes, something. It was literally sour cream, chips, and like cheese whiz on top.
That's it.
And it was like $11 or something. It's like, so I congratulate Matt Ishbia. like it was pretty. No,
Wait,
no, stop. I ain't gonna do that.
I looked over at Drake's was like, dog. And I saw maybe he had, a couple dollars in his head or whatever. And he's like, that's all? That's it?
Yo,
man.
$7. And think about it, fellas. And I know things are more expensive today.
Of course.
But we could go to Winco right now and buy a pack of hot dogs for $3.99 probably.
I was just remembering where you guys went this week.
Oh, yeah. I ain't going to say, I'm not going to do that.
Stung him in the pocket.
Yeah, I see you, Jay.
Because I got there before Drake, so I went and grabbed me. I actually had stopped and got something to eat before I went. And so I wind up getting some Starburst, regular normal pack.
Yeah.
Looked over and they were like, oh, yeah, that'll be $4.50. I said, dang, for some Starburst, but supply and demand, they got me.
Are they magical or something?
Yeah, at least give me the tropical versions.
Well, you know how it is. They
giving me all the lemon joints.
Dude, they got to pay for football coaches and stadiums and that stuff isn't free.
No,
Whitey, you know what I mean? When you try to expand and go to a bigger level, things get caught. But a $7 hot dog, I'm like, it ain't had no onions.
I bet they were moving them though.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. No onions, no cheese, no chili sprinkle.
Yeah, that thing wasn't
nothing.
Dressed. It was dressed. It was naked. It was butt naked.
And it was one of those that probably been sitting around along. It was a little discolored a little bit. It was a little gross. That's $7. I was like, there. Nick ate it though. He ate it.
Yeah,
he ate it. But I gave him a 20, thinking it's going to cover it. But if I went to Matt Ishbia's Phoenix Suns game, sure, you get two hot
for
dogs,
the section.
right?
A hot dog would be
$9.
Now I can get a hot dog, a water, a soda, bag of chips, and popcorn for $10.
Don't you think that should happen more often though?
Yeah.
Because tickets are expensive nowadays.
Have you ever heard, I think San Diego had this, Dodger Stadium, I think had it, like all you can eat?
Yes.
What?
I like that.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, I did hear about that. I did hear
all you can eat restaurant type.
Just a section of the bleachers.
Section you come in. Okay.
And in that section, it's like ice cream and hot dogs.
Oh, I do remember the Dodgers having that actually. There were certain items that you could get all you can eat. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Gone are the dollar hot dog days at the Coliseum.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I know, man. Dollar ice cream. My bad, Whitey.
No, you're right. We got to face it. We got to face it.
Hint. hint. Sacramento A's.
2-3 or not 2-3? That is the question the NBA is facing, and we're back with that if we come back at all on Sacktown Sports.
Attention diabetics and weight loss patients. Are you or a loved one suffering complications after taking Ozempic, Wegovy, Rybelsus, Mounjaro, or Zepbound? These medications may be linked to serious gastrointestinal illnesses and other severe side effects leading to hospitalization or permanent injuries. If you've been hospitalized after taking these medications, you're not alone. We understand your pain and frustration and will stop at nothing to help you get the compensation you deserve for your suffering. If you've been diagnosed with gastroparesis, chronic vomiting, deep vein thrombosis, DVT, or experienced intestinal blockage requiring surgery, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call the Tort Defenders Helpline and find out immediately if you qualify. Get the justice you deserve. Call 888-900-LAW-1 today for a free consultation. That's 888-900-LAW1. Remember, time is limited to file, so don't wait. Call 888-900-LAW-1 today. Paid for by Tort Defenders. Tort Defenders is not a law firm and does not provide legal services.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Every rose has its thorn.
Get ready for rock legend Bret Michaels, bringing his unforgettable show to the Nugget Casino Resort in Reno on December 28th. Experience all the hits, all the energy with the iconic voice of Bret Michaels. And here's the ultimate rock star bonus, a chance to win a signed guitar from Bret himself, exclusively at the show. Don't miss your chance to rock out and create memories that will last a lifetime. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. December 28th, Bret Michaels at the Nugget Reno, where rock and roll dreams come true. The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Just a quick update on that value menu at Suns games. They got $2 sodas and $2 popcorn and $2 chips and $2 water and $2 hot dogs. That will tip off tomorrow. Will continue for all remaining home games, according to the Phoenix Suns.
Damn.
We have this in the chateau from Banter the Young. He says, I think the refillable popcorn at G1C is $11. The refillable soda is less than $9. No arena I've seen, but G1C has refills.
Oh, do they? Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
James always brings that popcorn.
Yeah.
I finished that whole bucket Monday. Went through that whole bucket. That's
See,
good. That's good popcorn.
that is good popcorn, and his is freshly, popped.
Mhm.
It ain't been in a box for 6 hours or whatever. It's freshly popped.
Yeah, that's a good popcorn arena, the Golden One Center.
Yeah, and somebody saying a spot in Golden One with $5 beers.
Where that's at?
I know somebody saying that there's a spot in Golden One with $5 beers. That's as value menu as it gets. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that is.
That
man.
is good. Yeah.
Manny, too legit asking, what do y'all think of those $10 hot dogs outside of G1C after the games? I don't know. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah,
I haven't
on the
had
cart.
one.
Nah,
They
bro.
smell
I'm not
good.
doing street meat, kid. I'm
They-
not doing street meat,
dogs?
Jay. I'm not doing
they
that.
Look and smell good.
Come on, man. Exactly. That's because you're desperate at the end of the night. Nah, you a street meat guy?
Depends on where I'm at in the world.
I
man.
haven't. To be honest, I haven't.
I can't do it, man.
Yeah.
I
Family
can't. do
Schlegel
it.
Come
says
on
they smell
now.
good, Manny, but I haven't had them. Bacon, peppers, onions, and a wonderful fragrance. Yes.
I'm not a big hot dog person all the way around anyway, but they do smell good. I haven't
They
tested
do
them.
smell good.
Like, living in LA, man, you got to be a street person.
Nah,
street food person.
Jay, but
There's places in the world that's where the best food is at.
Nah,
Jamaica?
Jay,
Come on, Drake.
man. Nah, Jay.
Hawaii?
Come on, Jay.
You got to partake, baby.
If
Let them slice up the
if
pineapple
I was
for you,
drinking
baby.
at night, maybe.
Oh, well, that's over with.
Yeah, I know, right?
Why not?
I'm not. I don't know. I don't know.
Just
It's it's too. How should I put this? There's too many of them out there. It's like a. It's not. To me, it's not mom and pop enough, if you will.
Wow.
Because I was in
The
San
most
Francisco.
mom and pop you can get.
Jay, it's the same company, bro. It's the same. You ever look at the signs?
I get that,
and where
but-
you can Venmo and everything?
Okay, are we talking about just at G1C or are we talking about street, eateries anywhere?
I haven't even seen the ones that
You're saying that some are made out to look like something they're not? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
it's just like when I walk out, like I'm down at Fisherman's Wharf, Embarcadero in San Francisco, and I see like 10 of them lined up. I'm like, I don't know. That's not it. I don't know.
There's a company behind the look.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Okay.
a company. It's
Interesting.
not. Yeah.
I used to sell hot dogs and pretzels at Fisherman's Wharf.
Oh, did you really?
Yes.
Who'd you work for?
I know. What was?
Let's get the insight.
Stanley. What was it? San Francisco Pretzel Company.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was
pretzels,
a
started pretzels.
business behind
Yeah.
the carts.
And it said right on the card, it said San Francisco Pretzel Company.
Okay.
And then,
Okay.
once they the technology developed, we sold hot dogs too. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. I'm all about, like, in Philly, we didn't, I mean, I'm sure we do now because that's, those carts are the way to go. But we used to have the vendors, like the little food trucks, not even trucks. You hitch them onto your pickup truck and,
Right.
like the carts, food cart and
Mhm.
everything like that. they
you ain't knocking no barbecue, no
they
brisket
used to make
sandwich over there?
hamburgers on there and everything. Yeah, no doubt. But
that's street food, street vending.
Not the one where the grill is right out in front of everybody, people walking by.
Man, come on, man.
Maybe I done gone bougie on you.
You high food. See what living in Folsom does to you, man.
Oh, that's
come on, man.
I will say we don't have street meat in Folsom. You're right. Y'all killing me, man.
Do you eat street tacos, Jay?
Of course.
Okay, because I didn't realize this till fairly recently. Because I love taco, put cheese on there. Real tacos, like street tacos, there's no cheese, right?
No. It's more times than not. It's just
no cheese.
It's meat, tortilla, and then they hit you with depending on where you at. Like I've been to places in Mexico. Look, man, I see a cart. I see a somebody's auntie, grandmama, they nana, big mama.
That's not mom and pop enough for Drapes.
Come on, right? Yeah, Drapes gonna go inside to the local 7-Eleven.
I'm all about Big Mama. Come on now.
You see somebody over there, you see him pushing them hands together. It's like, oh yeah, you might got some tortillas.
I will say though, fellas.
Oh yeah, that's my style.
California and the West Coast is different.
Truth
than the East Coast.
Very true. Y'all used to them old dog carts.
Yeah, the dog carts. That's what we used to. And I'll say this. I was driving, I forget what time it was. It was like 11 o'clock. And somebody had their truck, their picnic table set up. They're cooking. And but I had never seen that.
What?
On the East Coast, they don't do that, bro.
Every time I'm in the East Coast, it's more like the small
like those trucks. Yeah, small. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But it'll be midnight on a Tuesday.
Absolutely.
And somebody is still open. And I'm like, damn.
Those are the best ones.
Okay, all right. I got to pull up then.
Dude, those are the best ones.
I got to pull up.
In the chat, too, Family Slagle says, I heard the original recipe for ballpark Franks is from Sacramento. Then he says, that can't be true. I don't know. We'll have to check on that.
We got to do some research
and then
on that.
Harry asking, Drapes, can you answer this for us?
I can answer everything.
Will Kevin Huerter play tomorrow?
Oh, Harry trying to actually talk sports now. Come on, big fella. We've been, I don't know. He was limited today, right? But today's practice wasn't full contact and everything like that. But he was limited.
Limited in practice. Yeah. Trey Lyles was a full participant. Domantas Sabonis did not participate. Keegan Murray did not participate.
Right, exactly. So the fact that he was limited leads me to believe questionable day-to-day, if you will. We'll find out tomorrow. Why, who asked that question? Harry. Why are you trying to get the jump on it, Harry? You trying to place a bet or something? You trying to get the injury report already? Let me see if it's been updated for tomorrow, as a matter of fact here. So, but right now he's limited, right?
Yeah, the good news is there's a really good chance, based on what we're hearing and from what Trey Lyles says, that
Trey
Lyles
Day will be back. Yeah, that's huge too, man. They miss Trey. Trey at his best, he's another scoring option. He's another 3-point option, gives a little toughness, can rebound, can defend. Now you're talking our bench with Trey back, fully healthy, with Kevin Huerter back, 8 deep easily because you throw Keon Ellis in that. And now Dougie McBuckets also. It's not as dire as it was a couple of weeks ago.
Got to have Domas against Anthony Davis.
Got to.
Right?
Got to continue that ownery of it.
Yeah.
We got to continue owning AD. We owed him one too. Remember last time we played them, Lakers fans came at your boy's head. In my
that's
neck,
right.
Because they released the confetti and everything. Lakers fans were pissed off about that. And I said, what is this, Game 7 of the World Series or something? I didn't know they do that for every game, every win.
Yeah.
Because it had been so long since they won against us down there.
You and Katie both leaned into that a little
bit,
we
right? We did. And because it was so it was the second game of the season.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, they releasing confetti already? Especially the Lakers. 17 championships.
And what was it Laker fans pointed out? I don't remember when they said, well, this is coming from the guy who steam lights a beam.
Oh, yeah. But the beam is cool.
Yes.
Confetti. Workers got to clean that up afterwards and everything, make their night a little longer. Yeah, I didn't like that. So we owed him one.
Yeah.
Oh, the boys should be in town right now, actually. LeBron and them over at the Sawyer right now, I would imagine.
The Warriors do confetti too, don't they? I think every game.
Do they?
I think they do after every
game. We were somewhere else too, and they did it also. I guess it's more of a thing than I remember.
No, I mean, your point is well taken. It's it's the second game of the year. You know?
Yeah.
You drop confetti for that.
Right, for that, it's like still October. You know, the clocks ain't even changed yet, and they were dropping confetti. It was it just caught me off guard. Caught me off.
So, Harry, there you go. Herter could play. We'll see. We'll know more tomorrow.
Yeah,
Trey
we'll find
Lyles
out tomorrow.
probably going to play. Keegan's the one I'm concerned about. Domas, I don't see how you keep him out of the lineup.
Yeah, unless it flared up or something. Like the fact that he continued that game, he got beat up that game too. Even not just the back. Like he got hit in the face that game. He was shook up and he competed hard. And you know, Domas, to get him to set out of a game,
right?
You know, the dude can't walk. You know, that's the only way. So I expect him to be out there.
Yeah. We'll take a look at the NBA wrestling with Too Many Threes next when we come right back to Sacktown Sports. Good.
All guests and callers join us from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so Arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
It was great. I was out for a couple of weeks, which was aggravating just to have to sit back and watch. So being able to come out here and practice with the guys, play with the guys, is obviously a good thing for me.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Trey Lyles at practice today, along with a little cake, right, Jay? Sacramento's own cake with the Drive guys, Sacktown Sports. By the way, people are still talking about stadiums where the concessions are the most affordable. I'd forgotten about this one. You guys, you might have been there. From the 530 Atlanta Stadium has really cheap food and drinks, all normal priced. Yeah. I know that.
Okay.
For Falcons games.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Arthur Blank has made that a point, and then someone else is just, raving about the way the Suns are doing it. They're doing it right. Streaming options.
Yeah.
And here's a question for you, Drapes, from Leezy.
Yeah.
He says, fly, Eagles, fly. Leezy.
My guy.
Yeah. What up, Drapes? Question. Do you ever think Mike Brown's meticulous nature wears on the team? He's very detail-oriented. Maybe his messaging gets watered down because of that. Matt Barnes noted how he wasn't able to connect to a veteran Laker team back when they had him because of that. He says, I'm also a Mike Brown supporter, just curious. That's from Leezy.
Leezy's my guy. Good question, Leezy. Fly, Eagles, fly. I don't see that happening. I mean, the team is still playing hard. Like, the game the other night was a fascinating game. It's not like they've tuned him out or anything like that. I think he still has the respect of Fox, the locker room, everything like that. And here's how you can tell. When you listen to the players afterwards, they talk about how they need to be better. They need to be more locked in. They aren't throwing anybody under the bus, they're pointing it at themselves and saying, Mike's right. Like, these little details we got to clean up. And so I don't believe that. I don't believe, dude, they're what, 3-9 in 5-point games? They're right there. Jerry Reynolds came on yesterday, and I agreed with him. I think this team is really, really close to turning a corner here.
I agree with you. After games, after practice, when Malik talks or De'Aaron or even Domas, I don't know how they honestly feel, but publicly they're behind Mike. They may go, Mike, what did you say about us? But publicly, oh, yes. The last game, Malik and De'Aaron both came out, and Malik is like, yeah, he's right. I mean, it's on us.
And here's the thing, too. I was at practice the other day, and it's not like practices are low energy. Guys are like, it's still upbeat. Guys are having fun and everything. Like, I don't see a difference in the mindset and the mood of the team today versus 2 years ago. Like, I don't see that at all. I see the guys still having fun. I see the guys competing, still being very competitive in practice, still joking around with each other, still locked in. I see the coaching staff, if something isn't done right, I've seen them, hey, stop practice. We got to do this again, or go back, run it over again. It's not just a free-for-all out there where, nobody's listening. No, I don't believe that.
As you said, it's a good question. To me, it's a good question because it's something I've wondered about a lot this year when Mike Brown multiple times after games is talking about how they're not doing what we want them to do, right? I mean, I mentioned it to you. It seems like, has he lost the team? Why is it repeatedly that he, after games, says this is what they're supposed to do and they're not doing it? And to me, I think it's because he's asking this team to do things that are not easy for them, especially defensively.
Oh, yeah.
But rather than, well, do your best, it's like he is demanding, trying to get this team to a point where they're a better defensive team. And he knows that just, telling them once ain't going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's really hard. They may not be able to do it, but that's the approach he's taken. He's going to keep hammering at it and hammering at it and hammering at it.
And, if I'm being honest, one of the things that Mike has talked about is players having more ownership of it, accountability in the locker room. The question is, who's that guy that's the leader in that locker room to get on each other? Hey, man, no, we got to do it like this. And I think De'Aaron's starting to become that guy. I look at De'Aaron being more out front, doing more pocket. Like, he's trying to be more of a leader out there. But when you look at, and was talking to Mike Bibby about this, that's what made Chris Webber so great. When Chris Webber messed up, Mike Bibby tells the story, C-Web be the first. My bad, guys. I got to be better. When your star players doing that, from my time in Boston, they had a team full of guys that James Posey, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Rondo, guys that would get on each other and hold each other to a standard. And so that's what I think this Kings team is trying to get, and Mike's trying to get from these guys. The coaches can say, do this, do this, do this. Ultimately, it's the players.
Yeah.
You got to lock in. And we've seen flashes of it. We just haven't seen it for a full 48.
Last hour, I think it was, we played De'Aaron Fox's response to Draymond Green's question about defense and Mike Brown. What Draymond said in the setup, which we didn't have, was, I don't know if you heard it. Draymond said, I know Draymond Green's not the most popular guy around here, but he played under Mike Brown. Mike Brown was basically the defensive coordinator, if you will. And Draymond said, Mike Brown's a great defensive coach. And if you guys are struggling defensively, that's on you guys. That's what Draymond said to De'Aaron.
Right.
Exactly. And De'Aaron said yes. Right. So that message that Mike continues to hammer on, it sounds like one that the players are accepting because deep down they know he's right, or they feel that he's right.
Yeah, exactly. And, and that's one of the things when Mike came on board, I felt like this team needed a guy that's coached great players, won at a high level, and got the respect of the locker room. Like De'Aaron Fox, Domas, like those guys respect Malik, like those guys respect Mike. And I felt like that's what this team needed. And so I don't see any, them tuning them out or,
right.
Whatever, coach. I don't see any of that at all.
I haven't either. How about this? This is another good question. I saw this too from the 916. Saw a video of Mike dabbing up Monty at practice today. How often do they talk? Or could he be giving Mike some good news on the hunt for personnel? Did you see that?
I didn't see it today.
It was just Mike standing there and Monty came up and they talked.
Yeah, but I saw
him
at practice Sunday. Those guys are at practice all the time. Wes and Monty and Paul. They're always there. I wouldn't read too much into that. And I know
I'm going to go with
you
yes.
want to, but
he
I wouldn't.
told him this close to Larry Nance Jr.
I would.
This close.
Those guys are, and that's the thing. The question was, how often do they talk? I'll say all the freaking time. Either they're in practice. I see every practice I've seen those guys. But then on road trips, I'd probably say Monty and Wes are on more road trips than any GM I've been. Like Danny Ainge was on some occasionally in Boston, but not a whole lot. Like those guys, they're hands-on. They're not up in the office just looking and everything. Mm-hmm. They're touching you. They're down there.
We know that the Kings are not shooting as many threes this year as they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what's going on across the NBA. The Celtics are on pace to shatter the NBA's record for three-pointers attempted by a team.
Whew.
Threes are being tossed up across the league this season at a rate that's higher than what we've seen before. And Adam Silver said last night that the league is aware that fans are saying everyone's playing offense the same way, too many threes, and they're looking at it. They're trying to decide whether it's something they need to do anything about. I know we touched on it earlier, Drapes. Where do you think that is right now? Are we just in the keeping an eye on it stage, or does the league need to at least start considering things they might do to address this?
For me, I'm in keeping an eye on it stage, but I wouldn't be surprised if the league has already had some internal discussions that if this becomes too much of a problem, what could be done? What are some of our options? Like, you got to be proactive when it comes to this kind of thing. TV ratings are down. I don't know if that's because of the three-point shooting or not, but as the commissioner, you got to be prepared. And so I would not be surprised if some internal discussions have occurred just for due diligence purposes. Not that, a change is coming or anything like that. But for me, I'm at the keeping an eye on it, keeping an eye on it level.
The league is careful not to frame this as simply being a matter of too many threes.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of us say. It's like, wow, it's too many threes. The commissioner says, I would not reduce it to so-called three-point shooting issue. I think we look more holistically at the skill level on the floor, diversity of offense, fan reception to the game, all of the above. The game's in a great place, blah, blah, blah. They have looked at things like moving the line. They're not going to do anything now. Historically, the commissioner said, we've moved the three-point line. I don't think that's a solution here because then I think when we look at both the game and the data, I think that may not necessarily do more mid-range jumpers if that's what people want, but more clogging under the basket. So it's hard, too, when you're trying to figure out ratings are down. That may have nothing to do with this.
Right.
But if you say we're going to move the three-point line back and then ratings had nothing to do with that, then all of a sudden you've got more problems.
More problems. Yeah, you tried to fix a problem that didn't exist, basically.
Oops.
Right? I don't know, man. And I said it earlier, and I'll repeat it again. I don't think the three-point shooting is a problem. I think the three-point making or lack thereof is the problem. Because if the Celtics or the Kings shoot 20 of 35 from three, nobody's saying, this game got too many three-pointers. It's when teams are missing. They go ice cold. They go 3 for 26 or, they miss 16 in a row. That's when it looks bad. So let me ask you this, though. From a coaching standpoint, and this is, Adam Silver can't mandate this, but would it be solved if the coaches and the players say, you know what? We are going to try and get to the basket. We are going to start limiting our threes and not taking as much when we're ice cold. You know what I mean? Like, it'll never happen, but because I don't think the three-point shooting is the problem. It's when they miss and we have 8 misses in a row, 4 trips down the floor, guys taking bad shots too. Like that's an issue. Guys heavily defended and taking horrible shots instead of sharing the ball, moving the ball, passing it around.
I think that's one of the bigger problems the league has that we don't talk about. In fact, I know earlier you ran down a list of things.
Yeah.
It was an interesting list of potential issues for the league.
Yep.
Maybe we touched on a little bit. You talked about how players, the way they're treated from when they play AAU, and they're kind of put on a podium, so to speak. And so they, they feel like they only have to do what they want to do. My point is, and I know this sounds like you get off my lawn, I don't think professional basketball players are as well versed in the fundamentals of the game as they used to be, because they don't focus on that as much.
Right.
When you're up and coming, it's about how you're going to get yours, developing your skill level. And you go to college, you might play 1 year, and then you're in the NBA. So I think the product in some ways, and it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the threes. I think there are more guys playing pro basketball now who don't really know how to play basketball.
Talking basketball IQ, or that could be something.
And there are a lot that do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
you
saying
mean
no
a
one has
team
any
concept,
idea.
a team game?
Yeah.
I can see what you're saying there. I get it, because to your point, when you're very good, you're the star player. A lot of times, it's all about you getting your shots up.
Yeah.
Now you got to come to the NBA. You got to work as a part of a system.
Mm-hmm.
And, I go back. I'm a huge Allen Iverson fan. Love Allen Iverson. Like, Allen Iverson is my guy. But the criticism I had for him, especially later in his career, it was like he only saw one way to help his team win, and that was to get buckets. How many guys do you think are out there that think their only job, the only way they can help this team is to score?
It's the Kobe factor,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Mhm.
The conversation continues when we come back. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. It's the Drive Guys rolling on Sacktown Sports.
Thursday night, Kings and Lakers. King night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 5:30. Tip off at 7. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Another cool and foggy start Thursday morning. Valley temperatures in the mid-40s. That fog will lift to just some low overcast with highs in the upper 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
When it's cold and rainy outside, Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, stay warm and cozy with a full furnace tune-up, just $59. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Schedule an appointment today at Bonnie.com.
With NBA League Pass, you can keep up with the whole league.
Wait, is this for real?
For real.
So I can choose from so many live games?
Yeah, up to 4 with multi-view.
And watch my favorite players dunk?
From every angle, home or away.
Wow, unbelievable.
Believe it, kid. With NBA League Pass, it's all possible. NBA League Pass, your home for streaming hoops.
Only select out-of-market games available and local blackout restrictions apply. Additional charges and other conditions may apply. Visit NBA.com/subscriber agreement for full terms and conditions.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. And get this, Napoleon Grill's Black Friday Cyber Mondays include a limited time $300 off their top-selling Phantom Grill and 15% off all gas, kettle, and travel grills. Napoleon Grills are built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish
you happy holidays. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
The most wonderful time of the year has officially begun at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet in Sacramento. This is the sale you've been dreaming of, with holiday hits on every aisle. 12 full days of unbeatable prices on only the best Makita products in town, and much, much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. So check us out at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
We're taking you up to UC Davis basketball. 10 minutes here. So wrapping up the show a little early. Drive Guys, we're just talking about this issue the NBA is looking at. Maybe it's not an issue, but there is a perception that there are too many threes being taken in the NBA. Everybody's just shooting threes now. Ramsey, who earlier was named the Brad Miller lookalike winner at the station, he was pointing out that here's we got Xavier and UConn on. He says it's very similar in college basketball. A lot of threes. Guys are shooting a lot of threes now in basketball. That's just the way basketball is played now.
It is. It is. And if you think the NBA is bad or college is bad, look at high school basketball. Like NBA shooting percentage, 35, whatever it is. College, I would argue, is probably like 26, 25. Like the bricks being, high school, the bricks being thrown up in high school. My gosh. I watched some games and it's like, show me a jab step, dribble drive or something, but it's at every level the three ball. And go watch any kid play basketball. First thing they do, Whitey, when they warm up, they shooting behind the arc.
Yep.
Ain't no form shooting really going on.
Right.
Ain't no, layup lines anymore as much. Like the 3-point shot when I played was the last thing we worked on.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like we're doing everything else. And there was only a few guys, me, that could knock down the three back then. But now everybody's trying to put it on.
That's the way the NBA was too.
Mm-hmm.
Guys didn't shoot threes. There are guys taking shots now routinely that you would have been benched for. But it turns out when you look at it, they probably were doing it wrong then.
Yeah.
Look at Larry Bird.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And even, think about 20 years ago. I look at a guy like Antoine Walker. He was ahead of his time. People used to say, Twan, why are you jacking up all these shots, all these threes? Antoine Walker, Reggie Miller, the fact that he was, the 3-point champ for so long. Can you imagine if him, Ray Allen, those guys were taking 10 threes, 11 threes, 12 threes a game?
I think there are seasons, multiple seasons, maybe many seasons in which Kevin Love took way more threes than Reggie Miller.
That's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. How many more points would Jordan have? Like, even 3-point marksman back. Like, I remember a player, Dale Ellis, with Seattle. Can you imagine? He was a corner three guy. Like, can you imagine in today's game how many threes he would get?
Don't you think it's funny, Drapes? Because now the temptation is for those of us who remember that to say, man, they didn't do that back then. And really, they should have.
They should have.
They just didn't know
They didn't know at the time, right? They didn't know. They did not know at the time. I'm looking at the YouTube chat, and our guy, Kings fan Dan, my son plays varsity basketball, and you are so right, Drapes. Like, it is horrible, man.
Horrendous.
It is terrible.
Dude, sometimes I go to the games and I look up, it's halftime, it's like 21-17. Like, what is this?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Kings fan Dan says, no discussion of defense or team play. Just put up threes and hope they go in.
Hope they go. It's you talk about mid-range being gone. High school, you never see a mid-range shot.
The Kobe thing that you mentioned, or you talked about Iverson.
You brought
up,
Kobe.
Yeah. I've really had to come around to this reality. There's basically, is oversimplification. Two ways for a team to play offense. There's like the Warrior way, like strength in numbers.
Yeah.
And there's the Kobe way, which is give the ball to your best player. Doesn't mean he's not going to pass it, but And I always thought, oh, the way you play basketball, because it was the way I was taught. It's like, oh, you got to share the ball. But the thing is, they both work.
Right,
I mean, the Celtics basically, Jason Tatum is like Kobe. That's how he learned how to play, right? From Kobe. They won a championship.
But, Whitey, it wasn't until Tatum. Look at Jason Tatum's numbers, Whitey. Because, and I know you're trying to make a point here, but I want to, it's truly amazing how he has had to morph his game. I got his basketball reference page, and I haven't looked at it, but I'm just from the eye test. Jason Tatum, his assist, 1.6, 2.1, 3.0, 4.3, 4.4, 4.6. Last year, 4.9. This year, 5.6. His scoring, 13.9, 15.7, 23.4, 26.4, 26.9, 30.1. Then last year, 26.9. I think he figured out, like we were talking about the Kobe to Iverson, he can impact the game in other ways other than just scoring.
Yeah.
I think that was the difference for him. You know what I mean? Like, look at his rebounding numbers, have been off the chart. This year, he's averaging 9 rebounds as well. And so he's doing a whole lot more while taking less shots. Like 2 years ago, before the championship, 21.1 shots. Last year, 19.3 shots.
Aren't the Celtics, haven't they traditionally been among the teams that throw the fewest passes, make fewer passes?
Is that true? I don't know. I don't know, because I know their assist numbers are normally high, though, if I'm correct. And so I got to take a look at
this year. For example, they're towards the bottom. Like Dallas is last, Houston second to last, Cleveland, Detroit, Oklahoma City, Orlando, Boston. So all I'm saying is, and it doesn't mean they're wrong to do it, but the Warriors routinely, when they were winning championships, they made the most passes.
Yeah.
And the Celtics did it. They won a championship. They just did it the other way. Both ways work.
Yes. Both ways definitely work. And
if you have the right people.
Right. And I think with the Celtics, the fact that you have 2 elite ISO players, like when you have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown,
right?
You know what I mean? It's a handful out there. And so those 2 guys, I would imagine too, and I know the Kings want to be high in passes, but when you look at DeMar, when you look at De'Aaron, could they also be elite ISO players too? You know what I mean? And I think same thing with the Celtics too. You could have the best of both worlds with these guys. Like, I think both those two, the Celtics can win ISO ball and sharing the ball and moving the ball.
Yeah. Last year, passes made. Indiana was 1, Kings second, Warriors third. Yeah. And Boston it was Clippers bottom, then the Mavs, Rockets, Bucks, Pistons, Lakers, and then the Celtics. So they were towards
How about
the
that,
bottom.
though?
But they won a championship.
They won a champion. And Dallas made it to the finals.
Right.
Like you were saying.
Luka.
Both ways can work.
Yes,
Either way can work.
And
no
it
doubt
took
about
me
it.
a long time to actually realize
that. Yeah. And so, and I think when I look at this Kings team, like I just said, I think we could be very good at both. I think what you see from this Kings team is in the clutch, we go a little more ISO. DeMar tries to, take over. De'Aaron, and that works too sometimes. Most of the game, though, ideally, and ever since Malik's been in the starting lineup, I got to pull up the numbers, but our passes have been way up.
Well, we've seen both, and I know it's hard to judge because De'Aaron, when he was scoring 60, they were a little shorthanded, but it does seem like this team, you can see De'Aaron, if they're like, De'Aaron, go, he would thrive in that. But it seems to me like this team plays better when it is more democratic, when they are sharing the ball, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yes.
De'Aaron can do it, but this team is better when he doesn't have to.
Definitely. But here's the thing, too, I would argue. And I think the Warriors are an outlier, but in clutch situations, that goes out the window. Maybe if you draw up a play out of a timeout or something. But when I talked to Doc Rivers about this years ago, I said, Doc, why is it always Paul Pierce ISO ball? He's like, Kyle, I want my best players to have the ball and they make the decision. Whether shoot, pass, or whatever, my best player is making the final decision there.
We also have this from the 916. I blame Steph Curry. He broke the game. I mean, I know what they're saying.
I know what you're saying,
but I get it.
Yeah. I mean, he broke the youth game. How about that? He broke kids. Everybody want to be Steph.
Yeah. All right, Drapes. What do you think tonight? We got UC Davis versus the Idaho Vandals.
Oh, where's this one at? At Idaho?
We're
tough
playing
road
here.
home game
contest for the Aggies.
UC Davis coming off a big win over Sac State this last week.
Were you there?
No, I don't.
Did you go to the game?
I forget which day it was. Yeah, I was in the house. I was at Sac State supporting those Stingers.
There you go.
And holler at UC Davis too. Yeah, I was out there.
Tomorrow we'll be coming to you from the Golden One, getting ready for the Kings and the Lakers.
Big game.
Thanks for being with us today. We got UC Davis versus Idaho coming up next on Sacktown Sports.